This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Therapy Online. When life gets challenging, it can be difficult to stay in problem-solving mode instead of focusing on the negative. Talking with a therapist can help you stay on higher ground. Visit betterhelp.com/allies and learn to focus on the positive.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I am Daniel Bloodworth, projecting far more energy than I actually have. This week, I'm joined by Bradley Ellis.
Hi.
Michael Huber.
Hello.
Michael Damiani.
How's it going?
In the control room, we've got Isla Hink.
Hi! Why did we mic check when then you guys changed volume dramatically after we mic check? Oh,
Don Casanova's back there somewhere.
he's over there.
And in the wings, the woman who never takes her wallet out of her bag, the wonderful Gabby Monteith.
Damn. What a burn.
She lost her wallet the other day. She got it. She got it back.
It was there.
Nice.
It was there. It was found.
That's my purse.
Friends, we got a full house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full house.
We're here to discuss some of the biggest headlines in video games this week. Stadia is dead. The store is closed. Services are winding down. We say Konnichiwa to Wild Hearts. And E3 might maybe be good again, maybe? I don't know. But before we get started, we need to choose a workout buddy, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Listeners, if you're not aware, we're currently in the process of training our custom character, Dawn Romantica. That's D-A-W-N, like the sunrise. Each week, patrons submit partners for Dawn to work out with to prepare for the adventures coming ahead. And get ready.
The trials and
We're
tribulations.
going to get some adventures soon. Last week, we suffered through a gauntlet of obstacle courses with a bean from Fall Guys, giving Dawn +1 defense,
Solid.
but -1 speech, because those guys, who knows what the heck they're saying.
Damn. There go our dialogue
hit.
options.
It's a big hit.
Bad
Those
pick
are my
last week, panel.
Oh,
Wasn't that you and me?
Not me.
I don't
Not me.
remember. I don't remember.
Now, these are this week's potential candidates submitted by patrons from Fede Crouch, Link from Breath of the Wild, workout, survival in the wilderness for a weekend, catchphrase, yeah,
Yeah.
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 from Riggs Ray, Wolf from Sekiro, workout,
My
Wolf.
boy.
Mikiri, counter,
Oh, too powerful.
catchphrase, do what must be done.
Too powerful.
And from Renardum, Mumbo Jumbo from Banjo-Kazooie. Mumbo will provide Dawn with extensive training in shamanic spells, allowing her to change form into animals, vegetables, and potentially useful objects. Catchphrase, of course, Ikum Bokum.
Ekum bokum.
Damn, that's a good power though.
that's
So that was Link from Breath of the Wild, Wolf from Sekiro, or Mumbo Jumbo.
I mean, y'all know how we feel about the Mikiri counter here.
We love that Mikiri counter.
I think the Mikiri counter could counter anything Link's training or Mumbo Jumbo's. Is that his name? Mumbo Jumbo, whatever? Can throw at them. Like, he's going to turn into a walrus? Like, I don't know. The bee
That's the
thing?
thing,
Like, he turns
like-
into an ant?
I feel like practically, yeah, McCurry counters.
You just counter all that.
I wreck that, but
Boom,
like,
boom, boom,
but what,
boom.
But what happens, like spells and stuff? What happens? You turn into like a shark. You get a McCurry counter the shark.
Does he Banjo turn into a shark in one of the games?
Is it only with?
think
Is it
they might
only
be.
banjo?
It's not.
things?
It's
Or
just,
any.
Well, I mean, the stats are secret until you pick.
I'm picking Wolf.
Yeah. The Mikiri counter. Like, I just having the Makiri counter in our arsenal will make me sleep easy at night.
What good is your Makiri gonna do against like a flying bird? It doesn't even come near you and shit.
But anything
Counter
on
when
land,
they come close.
Yeah, anything on land, like we can take now.
Then I turn into an ant and sneak up on you and then like expand.
We're not going to
Counter
be
the
fighting
ant.
ourselves.
Counter the ant. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Counter the
You're
ant.
not fighting
okay.
yourself.
Counter the
We
ant.
don't know what the enemies do.
Yeah,
Oh.
Counter's good.
because we have stealth
Free
already.
death blows right after.
Yeah. What do you think?
We already have +1 swordsmanship, if I recall.
It's all,
The synergy.
The synergy is
So
strong.
wait, transform into what again? Fully say Mumbo Jumbo's thing again.
Well, I mean, this is Mumbo Jumbo's training.
Yeah, training. What's his training? Sorry.
Specifically, animals, vegetables, and potentially useful objects.
Useful objects, dude. Why is he coming to a
T1000.
boat?
T1000.
Anything could be
This guy's up
useful.
in the back of cigarettes.
Anything could be useful depending on your
Could we-
situation.
Could we transform into Wolf from Sekiro,
Yeah, there
who
you
knows
go.
Makiri counter?
Mimic tier right here.
There has been
on.
no history of you turning into a thing already, a character already in
Oh, okay,
Banjo-Kazooie.
okay. I'm torn between the powers of Ikamboka or of Mumbo Jumbo and just Makiri counter.
Blood, this is a very tough choice. Is there a way to give us an update on our skills at this point?
Oh, the current skills? Yeah,
Current
I can do
skills?
I
that.
have 'em
yeah,
here.
Let's hear
Yeah,
them.
we have
Let's-
+1 strength,
Okay.
+1 swordsmanship, +1 flexibility, +1 stealth, +1 defense, and -1 speech.
So we are solid in a straight up fight on the ground.
The
So
question
maybe
I have,
Damiani is right. We need a different skill.
Or we can min-max.
Or we can min-max and we are unstoppable on the just straight up unstoppable.
but the other question is, like we're focusing on shapeshifting and Makiri counter, but heretofore we have never unlocked an ability. We just get stats. So like Makiri counter training might just up Dex or something.
Yeah, it's Dex, but like transforming into anything is like.
But we don't know if
plus
we'd
one
get
to
trans-
everything.
We don't know what we're in.
We don't know what we would Well, if we get a skill, that's huge from this.
Are skills an option?
I don't know. We don't know what
Yeah,
Bloodworth has at
this
stake.
is
that's
choice,
like,
man.
is this breaking
This is high
the
stakes.
rules?
Oh,
Yeah, this is high stakes.
All
That's
right.
why I think Blood picked Makiri counter because he knew he'd fall for it.
I've always wanted to shapeshift, so I'll do the shapeshifting one.
Yeah, put in your votes. We gotta lock it in. We gotta move
I
on.
gotta lock
I'm
in
going
the-
Makiri
yeah,
counter.
I'm going Makiri
I would feel
counter.
embarrassed. I would
I
feel
can't resist.
embarrassed if I didn't
Yeah,
do it. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to do
like,
shape shifting,
I'm
but
sorry.
then we'd have a tie.
Well, then blood breaks the tie.
Yeah, then
right?
blood-
Then
break
Blood
the
breaks the tie. Or Gabby?
Or
I don't know.
Gabby
Blood
and Dawn,
break it?
yeah.
Or just Gabby?
What do they want?
It was what did
Gabby, what
and
do you
Don
want? Don's not paying attention. Well, what do you want, Gabby?
It was Makiri counter.
Or shapeshifting.
I thought there was a third one.
Yeah, but it's not part of the process, right?
Go for the other one. We have a tie and then an extra.
This is taking too long.
Shape-shifting.
Shapeshifting.
So Damiani?
That's what I said.
That's
Shape
what you-
Yeah, so that's
So
3 to
three-
2. Yep.
Okay,
There it is.
Good job, Gabby.
So
right,
Mumbo
let's see.
Jumbo, and that's right, +1 to shapeshifting.
What is that? We didn't get an ability though.
Dude!
We didn't get an ability. What's the
I
point
mean-
of having the staff? We can't even use it.
If you
It's a
have
dead
a
stat.
stat, you can do the
No,
thing.
that's not true.
Maybe
That's true.
maybe if we have
You need an ability. It's a worthless stat now.
yeah, it's
Is
just a
it?
stat.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Well, you're
Blood
making the
made
rules.
the-
Blood's the game master.
Yeah,
here,
what
so
do we
he's
shape-
saying it's
what do
not.
we shape
Look at
shifting
that
into,
smile.
Blood?
I mean,
You know
it,
something's
it'll
coming
depend. You
What?
know, like you're saying, like if you know, if
Blood,
we
are
went
you
into
gonna-
Elden Ring, then we would be able to shapeshift into all kinds of sorts of things.
We would be able to turn into objects that don't do anything.
well,
Yeah,
there's
and
that
it's
too.
awesome.
We'd be able to turn into like a tree.
Right.
That's sick.
It's always hilarious.
I love
But are we in the world of Elden Ring? You gotta be very specific about your rules, Blood.
We'll figure
I don't
it
want this loose bullshit. I want very accurate rules. I'm not gonna have this.
Brad's not having a Makiri counter
You got
being
+1
denied.
to shapeshifting.
No, I want order. That's what I want.
Blood's gonna like have to come in here with like a full, brand new,
You better.
completely bespoke like D&D rule book.
Let them have it, comments. Take them out.
Yeah.
Shape-shifting for stealth tactics is my thing. I'm down for that. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, at least
Yeah,
if
and
you
that's the other
stand
thing
out
too.
like a sore thumb?
If these things get condensed, like shapeshifting could be a +2 to stealth. You know, like that. Or
Bending
like
the
that.
rules, man.
Too
loose, man.
Dicey,
Don't be condensing our
loose.
skills, Blood.
It might happen. We'll see.
I'm ready for the tarot cards.
I will
to make
invent an
appearance.
entire tabletop game to prevent that from happening, Bloodroot.
I mean, shapeshifting I could consider a stealth skill.
This is like a DM who read half the book. It's like
Yeah. This is like a DM who doesn't even know which game system we're later going to be using.
All right. Thanks to everyone who sent in candidates. Become a patron for $5 or more to submit a workout buddy and watch for the Love and Respect post that goes up either Monday or Tuesday each week. Dawn is on her way to the locker room, and now we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
The Suikoden artist Junko Kawano is a woman, not a man. I mistakenly referred to her as a he multiple times since I was not aware it was a female name. Also, she wasn't the illustrator on Suikoden 2, so that's why they didn't mention her with those portraits. That illustrator was Fumi Ishikawa. A Suikoden pachinko machine was released in 2011, revolving around Suikoden 4. Please don't buy it, Isla.
I watched the trailer. It looked bad.
It is a pachinko machine.
Yeah.
And not really a correction, but worthwhile info. Suikoden is the Japanese name of Chinese classic Shui Zhan, which I probably got very wrong, or Water Margin. Water Margin is a fictionalized tale about a real-life historical figure who rebelled against the Song dynasty in the 12th century. In the story, the number of people in that band of rebels is, you guessed it, 108.
Sick.
We had a little back and forth about whether people can perceive more than 60 frames per second, which generally the simple answer is yes. The long answer is really complicated, as different parts of the eye play different roles in your vision. People can essentially train their visual system to see things better.
Baseball, dude. Fastball.
Yeah. And I dug up a PC Gamer article from January 2017 titled "How Many Frames Per Second Can the Human Eye Really See?"
Nice.
In that they interviewed different doctors and things like that. And so it's like really illuminating, but also very frustrating because you couldn't pin them down. They're like, maybe this, but not really. And some people that,
Okay.
and some people, then there's this other factor. And
Well, I mean, we don't
Yeah.
see in frames per second, so that might be why.
yeah, I mean, yeah. And then it does seem that most people really couldn't tell much of a difference over 90. But again, that isn't universal. In any case, 360 frames per second is probably still overkill.
probably, yeah.
Just to continue the eye fight in the chat for the next week, I heard that lighter eyes are more sensitive to light, but darker eyes can see things like motion better, which I assume is
Yeah, there's
not
a lot of
true.
talk about flicker versus motion versus like continuity.
I assume that that's false.
The inside of your
Possibly
eye
racist
sees
now
different
that I
things than
think
the
about it.
edges of your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that a thing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So a lot of craziness there.
Tiger Woods eyes, dude. They're like freaking Terminator T-800. Yeah. He got surgery on him. It's like better than 2020, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
HD audio is a common industry term. It's often used to refer to formats with lossless compression and or anything that has at least CD quality or higher. Because usually we're talking about MP3s and all that kind of thing, which
So like
more compressed.
192 or better or something.
DLSS 3 is downward compatible, so games that use it are still compatible with older cards. They're just specific features that they can't take advantage of, like the frame insertion, that kind of thing.
Jeez, we had a hell of a week last week.
Yeah, it was a crazy week.
We got a lot of stuff wrong.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments in either the public version or the patron version of this podcast. Use the word correction and leave a timestamp so I can figure out what the heck we were talking about. End corrections music.
Boop.
Brad,
Yes.
you know the best way to start a podcast,
Game
right?
announcement.
Game announcement. We got a little hint of this a couple weeks ago when EA just sort of vaguely mentioned that they were teaming up with Koei Tecmo
Yeah, unusual team up.
for a hunting game.
Yes.
And that description was like, a what? A hunting game? Or
Yeah.
like big buck hunter? Like what?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Going out in the wild.
But no, this is essentially a Monster Hunter style game. And then this week they revealed the title and put out a trailer called Wild Hearts, and we're going to run that footage for you.
Amazing.
Nice.
Excellent.
This is from Omega Force, the Dynasty Warriors group, and it's coming out very soon. February 17th, this game is coming out. And it's the first AAA hunting game of this generation, they said, because obviously
Monster
it's
Hunter.
been a while since Monster Hunter World.
That is a nice little bullet point
Nice
to
little bullet
nab
point, yeah.
for sure.
Monster Hunter Rise is Switch and PC.
Yeah, even on PC, I could tell it's like this Switch game.
Right. And then it's got a different vibe for
Yeah,
sure.
it does.
You know, like Monster Hunter, I'd say still leans a lot on kind of like reptilian and dinosaur style things, and this is more folklorish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot
beasts.
of big beasts. There's like there's this boar mixed with vines. There's like a rat with like a big like ball on the end of its tail, but then like it swings it, and there's like a tree that grew out of the ground. There's something going on with like environmental effects and as well.
Yeah, the weapons look a lot more like normal weapons, I would say. Like Monster Hunter weapons are always like huge and like unrealistic. You know, you're using like a huge great sword because you're harvesting these monster parts. But you in this trailer, you see someone just using like a normal size katana or like a normal size bow.
But the katana, like
It has more
broke
to
up,
it.
It did
Yes.
like a chain effect.
Yeah, so you could like use like a chain whip, which is really
Like a
sweet.
whip, yeah.
Yeah, all the gadgets.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
gadgets,
traps.
the building these blocks and launching yourself off them. That's sick.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, so that's one of the things too, is that like you have like this arsenal of trap things, and some of them are just like building up a tower to like jump off, but then there's also hammers.
Yeah, like a hammer that's swung
Yeah,
These
and
harpoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like this helicopter
yeah,
thing.
they climbed up their tower and like jumped off and used it to glide around.
And they said, this is one of my favorite quotes from the press release, features ancient technology that gives players a fighting chance against giant nature-infused beasts.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah, like you said, a
Yeah,
lot of
they definitely
the
feel like
creatures
What are
have like
beasts normally
nature elements like
infused
trees
with?
on them and stuff.
Yeah. I'm really liking the look of this.
Yeah, it looks good.
I love the vibe of it. I absolutely love the vibe. I love that it's a new IP. I love, the traps looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, the most important thing is how the monsters look. And they all look really
They
cool.
look really good. They're pretty big too. Some of them.
Yeah.
Bigger than I expected.
The wolf one
Good
looks a lot
variety.
like Okami.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I love how you said they just don't look like anything else, really. They don't look like Monster Hunter at all. Like the furthest thing from Monster Hunter. And
There's like a phoenix in there.
Is this going to be? It's on PC as well.
I
Probably.
believe
Do we know?
so. Yeah,
It'll probably be on PC.
Yeah. So PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, including Origin, Steam, and Epic Game Store. But the rub, $69.99.
$70.
People are starting to switch.
Yeah,
It's the new
everyone.
normal. It's gonna be the
Yeah.
new normal.
Just like everything.
But on PC, I
Hey.
look forward to the mods that cross it over with Wild at Heart. So you could fight Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Sayonara Wild.
Yeah, Sayonara
Oh,
Wild Hearts is the
Wild
better.
Hearts,
Yeah.
dude. Let's go.
Let's
Dude, of
fight
course-
the monsters to the beat.
It's got to be
Yep.
$69.99. It's the first current gen, whatever, out of the gate. Beat
Monster
Monster Hunter. Yeah, look at that.
beat Monster
Yeah,
Hunter.
you got to beat Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
You got to be proud of that.
Yeah.
Charge that premium.
Charge that premium.
God.
It's the way things are now.
It's EA. What do you expect?
It does have crossplay features across all
Thank God.
platforms.
Yo,
Oh,
see, that
that's-
That
Capcom.
beats
Yeah,
Monster
that is
Hunter
a
2.
slap.
No, you
Capcom right there.
Check.
Yeah.
Good lord.
There should be a family discount bundle or something, because it's a multiplayer game. You're gonna play with like 3 people.
Oh yeah, he takes 2 style.
Buy in bulk, Get a little
I
bit
like
off.
They
Have a
won't
coupon
probably, but
day
that'd
or
be cool.
something.
This is a good time for this to come out too, Blood, because Monster Hunter is like Rise is like ending. It's like it's sunsetting, at this point.
Good call, Brad.
Yeah.
And before World 2 or whatever's announced, like they can fill this nice.
Yeah, I
little
feel
space.
like they probably have
Yeah.
another, like at least next fall, but probably like another year before Monster Hunter comes
Yeah,
out.
oh yeah.
Rise, it still is on its content schedule for Sunbreak or whatever. So, but yeah, if anything, maybe this lights a fire under their ass.
Yeah,
The
Capcom,
the
yeah.
Capcom team to like get that World
get some
2, whatever it's
crossplay
gonna be
going.
called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like this. It
Yeah,
forces
it
them
looks
to
good.
be a little bit more, competitive.
Yeah, I wonder what EA will do for. I guess maybe just more advertising, spending power,
Right.
the development of it.
Yeah, I
and
mean, with
everything.
EA Originals, it tends to be the way it is. It's like
Yeah.
they just kind of like
Pretty
do what the
hands-off.
developers want.
Yeah, they're
get
pretty
out of their way.
hands-off.
Again, like it takes 2 and that
Yeah.
friend pass. Like That seems like a crazy move for a publisher to bank on that. But they trusted
Yeah, is
Joseph
this-
Ferris.
Yeah.
They did it, and that game sold like crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Crazy.
Is this like maybe their first Japanese game that I can think of off the top of my head?
Yeah, EA Originals is a weird kind of offshoot. I'm not sure.
But like EA even publishing Japanese games, I'm not sure. Maybe they have.
I want to say they worked with a Japanese developer for like My Sims or something back in the day, and I think
Didn't they
there's other
publish Shadows
things.
of the Damned?
What's up?
Didn't they publish Shadows of the Damned?
EA?
Yeah, I think they did.
Who did the PC publishing for all the Square games back in the day? Square EA or whatever? Was that actually EA?
Or what, IDOS did some of that too, right?
Was it
Okay.
IDOS only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, this very unusual pairing. I was going to say to make this happen. Kind of nice to see, developer and publishers mix it up a little bit. Not an acquisition.
Yeah.
Like not buying them out and stuff. It's like,
Support.
this is the type of stuff that like it's
Yeah.
cool if it's one thing, but like now if after they're done, they can go their separate ways. And I like these types of collabs and acquisitions.
Same.
Deprive you of those possibilities down the
Well
road.
put.
You know what that means, though? Apex crossover.
Apex.
That's a good crossover.
Yeah.
Showing up in this, dude.
Some seasonal.
Or,
Yeah.
or it takes two crossover.
Bro, I think you nailed it with the timing of this game. Like, if this game plays well and reviews well, like, it's going to be huge.
But that's something I was
This game
talking
is
about.
primed to be huge.
That's something I was talking about with Brad earlier. Is Monster Hunter also has like a very specific like mechanics
Movement.
and feel to it, and like
Yeah.
all the stuff, and a lot of it like. It's
Yeah.
not that it's bad, but it's a little.
It's pretty in depth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a little specific to
Yeah.
like the origins and where things came from the PSP and all of that, and so they stick to some of that stuff for the older players.
Yeah.
But with a fresh start like this, they can do their own thing.
I think
yeah.
just it being cross-play for everything is a huge boon. Just to get people to play in it. Because, like, it's so annoying trying to play a game online with people nowadays, and if you can't connect easily... Like, we just ran into that recently.
Yeah, we were just trying to play golf with your
Yeah.
friends or whatever, and
It's like you can
on Game
recommend to
Pass, but it
anyone,
didn't have
and
crossplay.
you can all play together. Doesn't matter what you're playing on. So yeah, easy
A
recommend.
friend texted me today. They're like, hey, I'm going to get Gotham Knights. Like, do you want to play? I'm like, yeah, we'll play. They're like, oh, what are you going to get it on? I'm like, probably PlayStation. Like, probably. I'm like, oh, I only have Xbox. So it's like, now I got to choose. It's like, oh, my
Right.
God.
In an attempt to answer if EA has published Japanese titles before, in an article from 2008, they said they were looking to publish or partner with Japanese developers, and they had announced a deal back then with Grasshopper Manufacturing.
Okay.
Right,
The damn
Shadow of the
dude.
Damned.
Yeah, so a few at least.
They got scared off after that one.
Somehow,
Yeah, maybe.
somehow we brought up Shadows of the Damned in this podcast, and now it is the best.
Garcia Hotspur.
Yes.
Is Koei Tecmo just killing it all of a sudden?
I don't
It just,
know.
Like
I don't
game
understand.
after game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Like even like the weaker ones aren't that bad. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the Muso spin-offs.
Yeah,
have
it
been
seems like
pretty
they've
decent.
upped their game quite a bit recently, which has been nice.
What's weird is I feel like
The Ubisoft
Dynasty
of
Warriors
Japan.
has actually been the worst. Like they're kind of their own premier thing.
Yeah, sure.
But these guys have supposedly been working on it for
4 years, yeah.
So I wonder if they just are like, hey, we're going to do this. You give Dynasty Warriors to somebody else on the
Yeah,
office.
that's probably like when Monster Hunter World came out around like 4 years ago, right, or something like
Yeah.
that. They're like, oh,
yeah.
this is doing
Let's
real well.
go. Yeah.
Let's
This-
make one.
This is also like my
But they did.
favorite announcement trailer to release date timing,
Yes.
where it's like
Isla.
5-6 months.
Yes.
It's perfect.
New IP too, out
Yeah,
of nowhere. You're
yeah.
just like, yo, what is this new sick thing
Yeah.
that is out soon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other monster game they made? The hunting game?
Tokiden?
Yeah, that's it. Tokiden. I don't think that really. I like people played it, but I don't think it took off. Maybe they're hoping. So
Right.
maybe this is like another
Yeah,
go.
I
at
mean,
it.
I think it did well in
Yeah.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what else? It wasn't from them, but
Dauntless
God
was a
Eater
big
was
one.
kind of like that too, right?
Soul Sacrifice too. I
Yeah.
think was like that, or it was like a hunter like. Yeah, cool. Looks great. I'm excited to play it.
Day one.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Day zero, Stadia is dead.
Wow.
Out of nowhere, dead. I mean, everyone saw it coming from like the day it
was a
was
slow
announced,
death, but, like-
but
More like Google
yeah,
fashion. They just didn't telegraph this at all, and like
Yeah,
Shot.
It doesn't sound like the employees knew.
God.
It doesn't
Yeah,
sound like
this
any
is the
developers
worst.
What
knew.
the hell?
This is the worst.
This is
Yeah.
unacceptable. I
Yeah.
don't
This
care
is
what
bad.
job it is. This is not right and needs to stop.
Yeah,
Keep
so
hearing about this.
basically, yeah, today they announced that Stadia will be winding down, they said, which is funny to be winding down and then close the store the day that you announce
That's
it.
not a wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're winding down. Lights Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you try to go to the Stadia store and buy anything, like a microtransaction, anything, there's the store purchasing is just shut off entirely. And so you can't buy any games, you can't buy any DLC, you can't do microtransactions. If you had an active Stadia Pro membership, then that will continue on. But
But you can play your games still.
you can play your games until January 18th.
You can't
And then
play
what
your
happens
games
to your
till after
games?
that.
And then they just won't be available.
Welcome to digital future,
They won't be
baby.
available.
Oh,
If a game supported, if they had like
God.
cross save or cross progression, then maybe you can get your save that way. But otherwise, they're not compatible with anything else.
Wow.
was there a when you signed up for Stadia? Was that in the like terms of service that they can, if they shut down, you lose your games? I wonder if
This
there's
is-
something there.
That's
like-
probably in like all.
This is like in
terms of
Yeah,
every
yeah,
service,
yeah, I'm
dude.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff gets
Even things you
delisted.
like, most of the stuff you like, quote unquote, own, you're like
You don't.
randomly leasing or something. It's like
Yeah.
all weird now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's why people still value physical media.
Hell yeah.
Just for a
Preservation.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I saw tweets from several publishers today that did not know.
Jeez, this is bad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not right. That's not right.
Micros at No More Robots, who published Descenders, Yes Your Grace, Hypnospace Outlaw, etc., tweeted they had a game planned for November. Tom Vienne, who was set to release Tangle Tower in 2 days, found out by reading an article on The Verge. Brandon Sheffield from Necrosoft was counting on Stadia revenue for Hyper Gunsport coming out next month. Quote, I actually don't know what's going to happen with our Stadia launch yet. We're still launching on other platforms. But Google paid by percentage of time played by Stadia Pro users, which was great, and they were the only company that did that, so it was a guaranteed return. I have an email in my inbox from yesterday about Gigantosaurus Dino Kart plan for Stadia. Skull and Bones delay mentioned that would also be on Stadia in 2023.
That's the best.
That's made in heaven right
That's the
there.
Nobody
best.
knew.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's insane.
Oh man,
Holy
that
hell.
one was worth. That was a laugh.
They say that they're going to be using the technology elsewhere, which we kind of already knew about. We see clear opportunities to apply this technology across other parts of Google, like YouTube, Google Play, and our augmented reality efforts, as well as make it available to our industry partners, which aligns with where we see the future of gaming headed. So basically, I guess if somebody wants to use Stadia technology
They'll be
for
able
their
to,
Switch
yeah.
cloud game, then they can do that.
Oh boy. So what's
Yeah.
next? Luna? Is that the next
Hey,
one?
Luna's the
Luna's
other
still
one.
announcing games coming out. yeah.
Netflix
But, like,
games
for
right?
now.
Netflix going down. It's more of like a
Netflix?
service.
Oh yeah,
They're gaming.
Yeah.
But I say, like,
Service.
I mean, there's better services.
Valiant Hearts 2,
Yeah.
though.
Valiant
I'll
Hearts
save
2.
it.
Sure.
Yeah.
There were no Stadia exclusive games as of now, or they're still Stadia exclusive games.
Ooh, there may be, but it's hard because like the ones that were announced as exclusive, some of them were ported
I know a
later
lot of them
on, yeah.
eventually after the first year, so I was like, is there still any left?
There might be. I don't know.
I wonder how that works.
Yeah,
So-
it just seems I don't know much about Stadia, but like it just seems anytime a new player comes to the arena, they don't last, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo just kind of ruling the
Microsoft was a new player. Sony was a new player.
Was at the
Was,
time, but
yeah,
that was a
but-
long
Yeah.
time ago.
But in terms of
Yeah.
streaming, like here's the thing: Google is not new to like networking and streaming tech. Neither is Amazon, and then like Microsoft is the one who's kind of like leading in game streaming right now.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of like the de facto one everyone sees is like that's the best. So it is. I think people thought Stadia was going to last longer because Google's
The
tech
Google
would keep
money,
it going.
yeah.
It might be like, oh, it doesn't have anything like too terribly valuable, but like down the line, it's going to pay off. And I think since day one, at least in our group, we're like, do they know what they're doing over there?
Right.
Like, it just felt like this is like,
Well, we said Stadia sucks day one.
yeah, we were pretty harsh on it.
The
day one.
only
That's not-
hope
yeah.
was like running Cyberpunk better than most.
Right.
It was all like hinged on that idea.
When they introduced Phil Harrison saying, this guy knows the difference between RPGs and NPCs.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
That whole press conference. And the thing, the thing that really caught the reaction was they said, hey, here's Jade Raymond, and we're starting a studio.
Yeah.
And this thing's coming out later this year. And it's like, wait, what? Those two, you're not going to put out a game in a year. And that studio never put out a game ever because they just killed it that fast.
And like no serious acquisitions on that front either. Like in an era of acquisitions in the last few
nothing.
years, they didn't make a play, which is kind of a big signal. Like, are they really caring about like the store? Like,
Yeah, they never did anything.
Yeah,
But apparently,
They just
I think
never did
it was
anything.
always,
Apparently
always
they
about the
spent
tech. Yeah,
tens of millions on getting things like Red Dead on Stadia. It's crazy.
Like old games.
Google money,
You're
man.
putting like old ass
Now-
games on
Yeah.
there.
Let's get
Yeah,
hear from
okay.
Isla about the exclusives real
Yeah,
quick.
so you asked if there were any games that were still exclusive. You were correct that there were some that were exclusive that are now available again. Hopefully that's the case for these, because according to Distractify, there are currently a handful here. Outcasters, Guilt, Pixel Junk Raiders,
Yeah, that's true.
Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle, and Hello Engineer. Those are currently Stadia exclusive.
Right. Yeah, Pixel Junk Raiders and that Pac-Man game, I think, might have some specific Stadia stuff going on there. So porting those might
Yeah, who knows?
involve removing features.
Yeah, Pixel Junk, hook it up. Hook it up.
Interesting. Now, I guess the one kind of it sucks that they're not informing developers about this.
Yeah, what the
hopefully it's because they are gonna like honor them with like some kind of like money. Like, hey, we're pulling
Yeah.
the plug, but like we're still gonna pay you something because they are giving refunds.
This
It's-
is insane.
Yeah,
They are going to refund
yeah. Listen to this.
everybody
What?
who bought hardware
What?
games or add-ons through the Google or Stadia stores. So
Wait,
previous
what?
pro subs, that money's gone. But any like individual games that you purchased, you're gonna get your money back.
Wow.
Any controllers that you bought 3 years ago,
Okay.
you're gonna get your money
Yeah.
back.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because
That's
I was
insane.
concerned about like, hey, you bought these games, now you just lose them. They're refunding everyone.
But also
That
like,
at least is an okay move.
but also like, Stadia Pro is like Game Pass, right? Where you just subscribe and get games.
Yeah, but it's more like games with gold. Like they eventually built up a fair amount of games, but it wasn't like as much as you get with Game Pass out the gate.
It is kind of weird though that they're like rewarding people who only kind of believed in the thing by buying games individually, but penalizing those who believed in it enough to subscribe.
Well, no, but that's the thing. That's the problem. Is that like if the subscription had been the thing, then they probably would have been more successful. Instead, they
Right.
wanted to offer a bunch of old games that you might have already owned at
Yeah.
full price. And so it's
Right.
like, well,
Yeah, here's Final Fantasy 15, 5 years late.
Yeah.
It's like, cool.
I remember one of the big things that hit me with Borderlands 3 is that like the patches were not in sync with the other platforms.
Oh, no.
So you would be months behind on the build
Yeah.
on Stadia.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
That's bonkers.
yeah.
It's like, why bother at that point?
Yes,
Why even
why
bother?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
Just
what
not-
everyone said. That's why it died.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, see it coming a mile away, and it's like, it was just the when, honestly. But it sounds like from everything you said, it's like maybe from the start, this is all about like Google getting new tech. I don't think they really maybe necessarily. It was like a cherry on top if this somehow succeeded Stadia, but that tech to them is probably like the R&D is what they
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cared about. So
When
like,
you got billions, you can just
yeah.
Well, that's
it's
the
a write-off.
yeah.
That's the thing that's so funny about this is like because Google has such a history of just sunsetting things randomly because they get bored of it. Like we all knew that this was going to happen. They're like a rich kid who just like buys a tiger and then gets tired of taking care of it and forgets that it's there and lets it die in the backyard or something. It's just
Yeah, I
like
was
why
sa-
do we care? Like but they can just they're good away with it because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
I was just thinking, people get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions.
Yeah.
Getting millions of dollars to make dumbass decisions that anyone could see a mile away.
Yep.
Well, what's
shareholders,
crazy
man.
about it,
Such a waste.
trying to think it all through, right? It's like over and over people brought this up, right? People brought up all the other instances that Stadia or that Google had done this with, and they were just adamant. It was like, no. This time it's different. This time we're not going to do it. This time that we're committed to the players. And even like a couple months ago, like, rumors were going around that they were about to shut it down. And like,
This is
no.
what Damiani and I
Yeah.
were talking about. Like, can they sue them? Can like all these devs sue the shit out of Google?
If they're already paying.
I was gonna say
upfront.
if somehow they get paid and like
Yeah.
make them whole, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that'll have to be behind closed. That's like the big question mark left. But yeah, Google good at BSing you. That's their expertise right now. You gotta they lie to your face. That's what they gotta do. But it's interesting. Going back to perspective, real quick about like what they really wanted out of this, like R&D tech, like for other purposes. There's kind of argument being thrown around about the future of Twitch with all the stuff that's been happening recently with Twitch. People are saying like Amazon, who's the parent company of that, were like, they don't care if Twitch crashes and burns. They wanted that, like all the R&D that's been going into Twitch and stuff, they're going to just apply it to other things, like, because they care about like their networking and streaming stuff, not about like the just video games. They have like bigger thoughts for this. So it's probably like what Google is doing too. So like it sucks because like these developers had like their heart set on like getting like a break here, because Google's a big name. Listen, like we could say like you got duped or something, but like it's freaking Google. It's
Yeah, one
like,
of the biggest
yo,
on
come
earth.
try this out. Like no one else,
paid.
especially if no one else
Yeah.
is giving you a shot either. It's like it is a big deal.
Yeah.
So I kind of like still put it all on Google for
Sure.
Yeah.
just not realizing there's going to be like these kind of like the not casualties, the collateral damage in the
Yep.
wake of their their
Well, and
strategy.
also like the things that seem to us like steeped in the gaming industry as like huge big things, like Twitch and stuff, compared to like big business, gaming is still a fairly small pond comparatively. So yeah, to Google, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's wild because it's just they just never figured out how to actually make an appealing marketplace, an appealing service
They didn't have a reason for you
have
to go there.
games. Yeah,
and like
it's like it doesn't matter how good
Yeah.
your tech is if you don't have something people want to play on
Yep,
it.
exactly.
yeah,
That's what it really comes down to.
Not appealing to its demographic, and then even if on their end the tech works, I mean, so many like you talk about like just the issues having earlier, just people, and just in the U.S., like everyone doesn't have great internet either, so like it's
Right.
already kind of like hamstrung. So yeah, it could have just been a case of too ambitious too soon, like.
But I don't think it's about that. It's like, again, it's like they had a technology that was magical. Like it is crazy to like click on a game in your library
Yeah.
and you're just playing it. You
It's
don't have
cool.
to install it. You
Cool
don't have
idea.
to troubleshoot it. You don't have to do any of that crap. You're just playing it. And then it's like, oh, I want to switch over to my laptop. And then it's like, bloop, bloop. And I'm playing it on my laptop. Like when when the internet wasn't getting in the way, like it was great, and like I could have easily like played through a whole game that way. But again, it's like a lot of the other things that you thought might have been advantages really weren't. Like the fact that they weren't running cutting edge PC hardware or anything like that. It's like, okay, it's just this weird sort of like middle of the road
Yeah.
build, and like people still have to customize their release for that. So it is another thing on the list to make a platform and troubleshoot and all of that stuff. But again, like we're saying, like the number one thing is that like they were mostly offering old games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You go to Microsoft, you go to Xbox, you go to PlayStation, you go to Switch for their library of games. The third parties, of course, but also, what they specialize in.
That's a
And-
good point. The specialization is the big thing, and I think people have trust in a brand because they built it up. Google has not built up any kind of trust in the gaming sphere. Like that's the same thing with like, again, going back to Twitch. Why no one was able to, like, as of yet, dethrone them in game streaming. Like, Mixer tried, YouTube's still trying. Like, none of them are able to do it. It's because, like, that's what they do. That's what they're known for. You can have all the tech you want, but, like, and even if you had a good plan, I think Google Stadia might have still had a stigma against it because they're not an industry leader in video games. Like people, as soon as like Microsoft or Sony announced their stuff, people are like, oh, I know them, Microsoft, Sony, the video game stuff. I'm going with them. And like, yeah, I think it was just that level of competition.
Well, just bundling the Xbox Cloud with Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you even?
Yeah.
For the longest
Yeah.
time, like Stadia didn't even have like a search function or whatever for the games list because it was so short. You just scroll down.
okay.
You just saw the games.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
And like, I think at least my initial assumption of Stadia was that it would be like Netflix for games, which kind of Game Pass is becoming, but like that you just paid $10-15 a month and could play every game. Now I wonder if, since Stadia is giving it up, if like Steam or Epic or somebody like rented the tech from them and just did that basically because they already have a huge library, you know? I wonder if that could be possible.
Well, and it doesn't get talked about that much because it's had its own issues, but the NVIDIA GeForce Now
Yeah,
Right.
GeForce
allowing
Now.
you to use your existing PC games. Again, that's like reducing that. Like you're not buying another game at full
Right.
price. It's like,
Right.
oh, you own that, then you can stream it.
Yeah,
You know?
but even that kind of ran into some like issues early on with like
Yeah.
you really had the right to
Some
do
publishers
that.
didn't
Right.
like
But
it.
that's
yeah.
also like the thing. Like Microsoft also has that clout, those relationships, so they're able to secure those deals.
Secure.
Damn it!
Locked into that one.
Yeah.
Damn it! Yeah, so like that catalog, like if you don't have that, that's such a great point. You don't have that strong catalog, like doesn't matter how good your service is, people just gonna get bored and move on. So it's kind of hard to play catch up to that.
Yeah, that's one of the, I don't know if there's a term for this, but it's like one of those things where it's like, this would have worked if you put in the amount of money and effort that it would have required to make it work, but you didn't want to put in the time and effort and money to make it work because you wanted it to work first. So it's like a catch-22.
Cutting corners.
Yeah.
Cutting corners.
It's like, we need this to be big, but we're not going to do the thing to make it big. So
Right.
we'll just cancel it 4 years later.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like they spent way more money on getting games onto their service. They probably could have made their own games with that same
Yes,
amount of money.
They could have.
Yeah.
But they
Or
didn't,
partnered with,
They
like-
didn't want to wait for that. That's the thing.
Right.
Like going back to the studio that they started and ended before they had time to finish a game. It's like they just oddly weren't patient enough to do what it takes to do to be
Yeah.
a video game
Or
company.
just like partner with Ubisoft or EA or
I mean, they
Humble
did.
or Itch or
Again,
somebody and just
Skull
put
and
everything
Bones
on there.
was going to be there.
Yeah, it
Ubisoft
was.
had a lot of games on there. Ubisoft likes to jump in those
They
waters.
do. They like
Yeah.
any platform.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed was one of the first games I played on Stadia.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have just tried to get like somebody's entire library.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know?
Throwing that money. But yeah, it shows a lack of just like understanding from that. Just kind of not good. But also, what you were saying. Oh no, I forgot my point. You were just saying it, and I couldn't hold on to it.
About the studio and
Yeah, sorry. Thinking about the studios. When I was saying like they were maybe too soon out of the gate, that before announcing all this, maybe have those studios already working on those games
Yeah.
to build up that library. That's what I was going to get at, and that's why it felt so rushed. And again, like they didn't really have a very strong, concrete plan here. It felt like they were just kind of like adapting to the feedback, and it was like that's way too slow. Like they just
Right.
were playing catch up out of the gates and just had no prayer of catching him.
Well, and also it's just like xCloud is an additional thing that they kind of like shadow added in the background. Like that's the direction you do this in. Like having a thing that depends entirely on the infrastructure of the internet. Like xCloud is just like a nice bonus thing when you have good internet, but it's not like the thing you maybe are going there for. But this is like, I don't know, it's just 5 years, 6-7 years too early.
right.
There's
Well,
not
right
enough.
now is that's the irony, right? With the Samsung TVs coming out,
Right.
that do it right out of the box. You don't need to have your little dongle hooked into your TV or anything like that. And like basically months before Stadia shuts down, so they missed the boat by jumping in too soon and not seeming to really care.
No, they didn't
Yeah.
care enough. Yeah.
Drop in the bucket.
Like the question is, are they gonna do this again in 10 years?
Stadia
when
2.
like, or when like Starlink or some equivalent like has blanketed the entire Earth in fast internet and like literally everyone has internet. is somebody's going to do this and it's going to work.
Sure.
They were just too early.
Yeah. I don't know. But the amount of trust that people didn't have in Google just, amplified exponentially right
Yeah.
there.
Think I'm gonna invest in your ecosystem and start all over when there's like already so many I've been investing for like decades?
Yeah.
Do you think this has any impact now on Amazon and Luna because of this this fate?
I feel like
do you think
Luna is
people
just
are
one
going
of
to
those
be a little
things
bit
that's sort of
weary?
happening that they're not hyping it up. I think that's part of one of the problems with Stadia is they like hyped it up and it was just like, okay, but what are you doing? You know?
As a developer, you're probably, I would wager you're probably going to be a little bit more worried about doing a deal with like even Amazon Luna now because of what just happened with Google. Even though they're the same company, it's like, maybe I don't do this. You know, maybe I this is like, or they get to shut it down. They get to pull the plug and stuff. I don't know. That's the question. Like, do you think that's
Amazon also has Lumberyard, that other engine.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
everyone hates.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, New World games popping off right now. Biggest game on the planet. Doing great.
Yeah, Luna's
biggest
just,
game on the planet?
It's not.
just announced, what do they got?
Max
Their
sarcasm.
October.
Max sarcasm.
Yeah, Luna's just in
like a
such a
rock.
weird place. So like, new games arriving in October include Chicken Police Painted Red and Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Are you smart? Fifth grader.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
And then the 6 games they're adding to Prime Gaming Channel are Skatebird, Earthworm Jim 2, Star Wars Pinball, Monster Truck Championship, Metro Exodus, and Blair Witch.
This is Luna you're talking about?
Yeah,
Metro
that's
Exodus.
the October
shout
lineup.
out.
Yeah, but it's like,
Old game.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out down Metro Exodus.
it's
we
just
were
like
just talking about
there's
it for no
other
reason.
options and they're better.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think that it's weird. It's because Luna is like on just such a smaller scale and there's not as much
true.
marketing behind it.
Yeah.
That it's sort of like nobody really cares if it lives or dies.
No, yeah, no one
Skip.
cares if it lives or dies.
Skip.
Well,
Yeah, easy to not care at all.
It's not on my radar.
It's not on anyone's radar.
all right, we've got more news to come. But if you've been enjoying this show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsors.
This podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. I love therapy, and sometimes I get stuck focusing on problems rather than solutions. And, you know, you can get stuck in problem-solving mode, and sometimes you need to take a break and look at the big picture, but sometimes that's really hard to do on your own, and you don't want to, like, maybe sometimes you don't have someone to talk about stuff with. But that's what a therapist is for. They can help you see the big picture, get out of that like psychic loop, turmoil brain loop, and knock you out of that. Like for me, like my therapy helped me get out of the brain loop, the problem solving loop of my gender, you know, and like really I couldn't have probably gotten through all that while dealing with grief of death at the same time. So, you know, if you're dealing with anything, big or small, therapy is very, very, very helpful. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. You can get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists anytime, which I always say this, but it's important. Finding a good therapist is kind of like finding a good restaurant or a partner or anything. You don't always get it right on the first try. I've so many people I know try one therapist and like, oh, therapy's not for me. It's like these therapies are human beings. There are some that'll fit you and some that don't. You know, so don't get discouraged if your first outing is not a perfect fit. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/allies and get 10% off your first month. Visit betterhelp.com/allies today and get 10% off your first month. That's better, BETTER, help, HELP.com/allies. This podcast is brought to you also by Honey. the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. I love to shop online, and I love to save money while doing it. The feeling when you have a promo code to put in that little promo code box, good stuff. Dopamine, for sure. Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. It's free. No reason not to try this thing that I can think of. Imagine you're shopping at one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is hit apply coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you watch the prices drop. It's kind of fun to watch it do it too. It goes through a bunch and it's like, ooh, that one gives you 10%. Ooh, but this one gives you 15%. Ooh, this one gives you 20%. It's exciting. I use it to save money on clothes and gadgets, synths. You can save money on synths, ladies. All your synthesizer needs. Save money with Honey. Sometimes you can save a surprising amount of money with this thing. Honey doesn't just work on desktop. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. It's free. Just do it. It's free. Tell them we sent you. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. I use it. I really like it. Honey is great. It's free. Get it for free at joinhoney.com/allies. Make sure you use the /allies so they know we sent you. That's joinhoney.com/allies. Thank you.
You are a patron of Easy Allies. Thank you. Damiani. Is E3 going to be good again?
Yo, it's time. It's time.
The rise.
E3 coming back. The showdown next summer, baby. Keeley versus E3.
Man.
I am
Keely's
ready
pissed.
for the
Grudge
fireworks,
match.
baby. I was waiting for that same day tweet from Keeley because he loves to
Yeah.
tweet right after E3 does.
Did he tweet this one?
I didn't
see
see
it.
one this
Shook.
time.
And
Shook.
caught him off guard.
yeah.
Ooh,
Or
off
maybe
guard.
Keely's got something cooking and can't let it
Yeah.
slip just yet.
Doesn't want to reveal his cards just yet.
Yeah, I feel bad. I didn't look in. I wanted to look into the company that they contracted.
I can give you some info.
What other
Yeah.
things they run? Because I could say how confident I would feel
Yeah.
in that their thing.
So-
But why don't you give us a rundown?
Yeah,
real
so
quick,
if you're
Blood?
not aware of what's going on with E3, so people, publishers in particular, are starting to get kind of the pitch deck, the invite, please come. This is what we're gonna do. We're still working out the details. This is what we're gonna do.
Come on down.
And it's being organized by ReedPop now.
Yep.
This is the same company that organizes EGX, that organizes New
just
York
happened.
Comic Con, that organizes PAX.
Okay,
That
so
organizes Star Wars Celebration.
legit
Professionals.
legit professionals here.
Yeah.
They also own GamesIndustry.biz, where a lot of this info is coming from. That's why they had such a detailed breakdown.
Gotcha. Did not know that one. All right. But they're invested and they know this industry.
got
There you go.
experience.
But
That's
yes,
good.
So some of the first details that they revealed at GamesIndustry.biz, happening Tuesday, June 13th through Friday, June 16th. Pretty normal dates, right?
More day.
One extra day, but that's because the
like
first 2 days, business.
This is what everyone wanted for a long
Day
time.
3, business and public.
Yeah,
Day
crossover.
4, public only.
Love
so
that.
it's a lot like Gamescom, because Gamescom is like that.
Fantastic.
Start on like Wednesday or so, business only. Then you kind of have this crossover day, and then like business people get out of there. We're not hanging out for the weekend.
Yes,
Yeah.
We like
few
this.
days, and
This
that's
is-
it.
It's
We're
good.
done.
Maybe I can see a random game and play it now.
Yeah.
But
And then the other half of it
yeah.
is they say that half of the convention center will be business and the other half will be public. So
Different
public
halls.
side will be what we're
Liking
used to.
this.
The giant booths, the noise, the thousands of TV monitors, the celebrities. The other half is going to be quiet in meetings and meeting places,
I like
getting coffee.
that, dude.
Yeah.
So-
Oh my god, I like that, and probably a little more efficient too, because
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of the
way
big
more efficient.
booths and chaos,
They're
it'll just
talking about-
be stations, little stations. Oh yes.
Yeah, talking about reopening
Yeah.
Kensha Hall. I don't know what they're going to do down there, but that's going to be part of it.
Smart.
But yeah,
Real quick, I looked to see if Keeley tweeted anything with regard to this, and I didn't see anything, but his most recent tweet was 2 hours ago. It just says, "What's your favorite Google Stadia memory?"
Oh, love
So
you.
that's pretty good.
Love you. Oh.
Oh man.
yeah. So there's some other stuff, but let's get into this.
Okay,
this
you wanna
half
hold
of
off.
it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's start with this half. Conceptually, this sounds very good.
On paper, yeah.
I mean, as you
Great.
pointed out, Gamescom sort of does this already, like to an extent. It's moved more towards that, and I thought that was like one of the better models. Also, having this company running this with their pedigree also instills a lot of confidence. So, also the other part of it, like that, I think I saw on either Game Industry Biz or one of the people tweeting out the deets said that panel rooms might be used to do like presentations in terms of like in-depth walkthroughs, or like
Okay.
having developers show up to do like a kind of like a behind-the-scenes talk that could possibly be streamed or just for attendees only. So it's like they compared it to San Diego like New York Comic-Con panels.
Okay.
Which was like, that's pretty cool to do too, because if you maybe can't get hands-on on a game, you could go there and check it out in like a large group and get some of that
Yeah,
access.
'cause
I mean,
upstairs, E3 has that theater room where like the old Square Enix and Konami press conferences used to be.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And they were saying,
and it hasn't been used a lot in a lot of years.
I can imagine that's probably what they're thinking, or something similar where they set it up and they just have also developers to show up there, because that was kind of going on with like the YouTube E3 gaming that Keeley was doing before. This might fill that slot as well. So in theory, this sounds great, and they have the pedigree to back it up. The one caveat I want to the kind of pitfall here is that this is what they're hoping it's going to be. I don't for a second believe in that press industry only area. If you don't have an appointment with Nintendo, you're not just going to be able to go to the press only Nintendo area and start playing all their games and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like this doesn't change some of the stuff. You're still going to need appointments for things, and just because you have a press badge won't get you access to everything. But in terms of the kind of like that division there, trimming out the chaos, if you're there to cover it for work, it's like I don't have to go through the giant crowds even to get to the booth. There's not all these loud sounds. Like it's a nice quiet area, at least for like my camera crew to like set up and do the shots. Like it will make everyone's lives easier, at least on that. It's a question of I love this. I love everything about this. People have been saying this for years. This is what E3 needed to do, and it sounds like they really are listening to publishers. That's the keyword, publishers. The biggest question now is, who do they get? They get anyone else to come back?
shows
Do they get Sony to come back?
Right.
Do they get like Microsoft to come back in there, or they just keep doing anything? Will EA come back? You know, those are the big questions. And
Start with Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They'll go there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ubisoft didn't think
Oh
would be
yeah,
there.
Ubisoft's already booked. Yeah, I feel like you got to like start there, and then like, oh, we have these people. Well, then come on. Like the more you get, the more that will come.
Right.
I
Well,
feel
here's the interesting thing that they were saying about this stuff, though. Okay, so they were talking about they're going to be embracing everything that's happening
yeah,
that week as part of the show. So, like, even if you don't have the money to pay for floor space, if you're having an event, they want to support it with E3 branding. If you're going to be
Yes.
meeting with people over at the Marriott, they want to support that as part of E3 and the app or whatever that's going to be helping press get connected to developers. They're going to help facilitate that. And they're saying is like, hey, maybe we'll lose money on this, but it's the right thing to do.
absolutely.
Whoa.
It is. This is essential.
Wow.
I haven't witnessed it at every convention, but this has been a staple of San Diego Comic-Con forever. That the whole like out of conference experience, there's like a proper term for it, but like so many off-site venues,
Yeah, the, like,
because there's not enough
hotels
space.
and
Because there's just
stuff.
not enough space. And honestly, this might be a question if they get all the publishers to come back. Space might be an issue
Right.
at the LA Convention Center.
There
so
is more space at the Microsoft Theater. You know,
Yeah.
Microsoft's kind of monopolized it, but they're not using all of it.
Yeah, but like LA Live might be utilized a little bit more,
Yeah,
but like
there's more places
off-site,
there,
yeah,
for sure.
off-site will probably be utilized, but like embracing that and branding it and allowing people to brand it around Comic-Con Comic-Con just draws so many people. Like even if you don't get a badge, I didn't have to pay for a badge publicly or apply as a industry, but I just show up at someone's event. It's like it's marketing. It makes it like a hip, like cool thing to be at again, which is like all those terrible marketing slides we saw from the last 2 years about influencers doing these things. Like those are all the terrible ideas. This is the stuff that's proven that has been working before COVID hit. This is what all the major conventions were doing. At least like San Diego Comic-Con was doing it, and I love just going there. Like, oh, convention center is super packed. You want to go over to the Gaslight District, and I'm gonna hit some. Go over to Petco. It's like Gas Lamp District. And Petco having their own thing there. Like it was really good to have. They brought it back this year for San Diego Comic-Con as well. So this is all really good stuff. And I think the publisher question, the number one priority has got to be Sony. Figure out a way to get Sony involved in this in some capacity.
Write
like
that
that's
check.
if you say get someone to show up and everyone else starts falling in
if
line,
Sony
that's
knows,
Sony.
yeah,
If
for
Sony
sure.
shows up, then people will
Get
start
Nintendo.
buying.
Yeah.
That's the
Nintendo
thing. I think
there.
Nintendo will probably be there no matter
This
what.
will also be great
Yeah.
because this is probably gonna worst case. This is gonna force Nintendo to have to do a summer direct again. Like, sorry, Nintendo, back on our time.
Yeah, back on it, dude.
I mean, them saying that even if we lose money on it is encouraging because,
Yeah,
like,
wow.
they're in a space I feel like where they need to just start thinking like, this is a lost leader year for better goodwill
This is
going
all or
forward.
nothing.
Yeah. E3 rides or dies on this, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's no reason that it just shouldn't succeed because it's like a celebration of games, like getting everyone involved, getting the public involved as well. Like I know the Game Awards have like kind of don't they have like a little public thing?
Public voting.
Yeah, and that.
Yeah.
But E3, I think because it's like multiple days, it just feels like it can be even geared more towards the public. So I think it is primed to make a big comeback.
A couple of smaller things that they mentioned, which I think is really good. They talked about there'll be like dedicated kind of open meeting spaces for people who aren't meeting in a booth. So it's like if you run into somebody in the hallway or whatever, it's like, and there's like an open station, like an open like interview room kind of booth or something like that. You can just book that thing and you go to your meeting over there.
That's cool.
And then you remember Concourse Hall? It was kind of in that like weird space
Yeah.
next to the art gallery.
Yep.
And it just like had like a bunch of giant cubicles.
Definitely had appointments there.
They're gonna have that open for indies. Indies will be able to set up in there.
I just want to know who, they're writing a lot of checks here, so I think a lot of this, like logistically, it's going to come down to how much of this can logistically work.
Right.
Like, book whatever. It's like, how chaotic is that going to be?
Yeah.
So-
Well, and also, do you have your internet security up so that you don't have everybody's
There's
contacts
a lot
listed on the public
a
web
lot
page?
of logistical things, and like, even if we lose money, like all that stuff, like, it remains to be seen how they can implement all this.
And I'm nervous. I'm nervous every E3 about being able to book us all. It's like bigger team. It's like, can we get all 6 people in?
So I feel much better that it's being run by this company because of their background. That it'll be easier for people who should be there to get in this time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Felt like there's a little bit of some weird behind the scenes things going on sometimes with like the old way. This way, it seems like pretty straightforward, cut and dry, and I foresee like hopefully that going much smoother for us. And to your point, Huber, I think because of the conventions they have been involved with and they're running very successfully, they know what to do. They're just using stuff they know that works at different conventions and putting them together into this along with the feedback here.
Yeah.
The other cool element about this, like kind of taps into like their whole thing, like we're brand anything around that week. The conferences, because they do even mention a date. Like the first said something about like June 11th. They already have like a date. Like they supposedly have some like suspect someone's gonna be taking the Sunday slot.
Ubisoft.
Well, usually, in
Yeah.
the past few years, it's like
They're
extended back
they're
to
calling right now.
Saturdays and Fridays
Well, that's
and all that.
usually
yeah.
Microsoft Bethesda Day. So
Yeah.
it's that Monday, that Sunday Monday would be the days to have that stuff. So I wonder, having everything condensed into 2 days in terms of announcements, press conferences. Really looking forward to that.
Oh my
again.
God, all in one day.
It's like having those announcements all close together once again, and then us being able to go to a very well run thing and being able to 2 days go in and out, get our impressions, and come back and like shoot them. Like just helps us work it out and. Yeah, I hope it's returned to form, but I want publishers and developers to be happy with this so that they want to show up too.
Yeah.
And then from the angle of the public being there, like it's always been kind of viewed as like, it's gonna be the problem. But like I think like,
Embrace
obviously
it.
keeping it to their own, like the spectacle part, like all the shiny lights and everything are gonna be for the public. But those kind of like panel things, they end up happening because again, this is just a pitch plan. It's not like concrete that it's gonna go this way. But that might be a way to also filter people in. Like, oh, I couldn't wait in line to play new Call of Duty or whatever. It's like, well, they're doing a big presentation upstairs, like at this hour or whatever. It's like Comic-Con. We'll go wait in there. Forces people to pick and choose, but it's. I would say it's a good alternative to like missing out on stuff, like outright missing everything. Because at Comic-Con, there's so much good shit that like it forces you to pick what you want to do and see the most, but
Right.
you gotta leave feeling satisfied. And I
Right.
think that's a very good thing for the like to have as a public attendee, because I feel like beyond like the awe and wonder, you do see people going, man, I waited like 6 hours. That's all I could play for that day. Like this will alleviate some of those kind of like nightmare scenarios.
Yeah,
that I
you're
keep
waiting to
seeing.
play Mario. That's your day.
Well, and if the press, the two press days, and if the press side is, I mean, pie in the sky, it'll be like the Sony press booth where you had like a couple of hour block that you got to go
Right.
in and play everything. Like if it's all like that, that'll shorten all the lines for consumers too, because like, mid-level
Yep.
press like ourselves won't
Yeah.
be waiting in line too.
Yeah,
So,
all the
yeah.
Nintendo stuff, I would just like, all right, this is the one line I can wait in
Yeah.
for today.
Yeah. I just wouldn't do it. I'm like, well, I don't get to play that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how feasible it even would be in the business center, but like that is definitely the one thing that I miss is just the ability to browse.
Yes.
To be
Yeah.
able to
Miss
walk
that.
around to a
Yeah.
place without an
Find
appointment
cool
and check
stuff,
something out. And like
Can't do that
even
anymore,
Yeah.
even Summer Game Fest, that was like hard to do. It was like not that many people here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you want to play the Escape Academy? Okay, come back at 3:00. And I'm like, all right. I
Dawn
don't
or
have
the-
anything for the next 2 hours, but sure.
Gone are the days of the empty Yakuza Zero cabinet.
Yeah.
Just chilling right there.
Those are, and especially
Just
like
empty.
Huber, for those of us who make shows about wandering the show floor, like
Yeah.
those happy accidents were so good. Like
yeah.
happening upon Jason in a booth or Samurai Gun having a booth and like just playing it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
That's what
Ah.
I'm most excited for. is
I'm
just, like,
jazzed,
the
man.
show.
Yeah,
Just,
I'm
like,
so excited.
Seeing people there, random strangers, and just celebrating video games is like my favorite part of my job of all time. So I'm just excited to get back in there and
Yeah.
shove the microphone in people's faces.
And of course, carpets.
Yes.
Carpets.
Carpets.
Now, this will be all great. This comes to pass. I have to ask the question now, what can Keeley do with Summer Games Fest to either A, stay relevant, B, maybe just complement this, well, like that could be one of the solutions, or does this change the fact, and do you think Keeley might even consider working with them now that they've changed kind of like the guard of who's going to be running this thing?
I'm very curious what his reaction is because, with Summer Game Fest, he was already spinning the wheels of like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
next year
Said-
we're going to be back. We're going to have a public event.
said,
We're going to
yeah.
do this and this. And
Yeah,
like,
he said that.
and I wonder how much of that is in motion. Does he already have dates sketched out somewhere?
I mean, it could turn out that this is that. Like also that he like worked with Reed Pop or whatever.
No, because it was
I
very
doubt
much his thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He does his own thing.
But-
so I doubt he would
But
want
I mean, he was in charge before Summer Game Fest. He was in charge of Judges Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the E3 Coliseum.
Yeah. So I think that it's possible that like Judges Week is replaced by Summer Game Fest in a
Oh,
way.
sure.
And so that just happens like the week or two before E3.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Huber.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Well, my question. So
That-
that sounds completely plausible.
Yeah.
The question is the Keeley conference, basically.
Right.
Does that have a place anymore? If it becomes that, or do you really see a way forward where Keeley can still do a big spectacle conference and like, especially if if every publisher is going to go back to doing their own thing in those few days, it's like,
I would
yeah,
I would kind of hope that some of that goes away. Like, remember when the all digital year when like E3 had their own
Right.
running
Yes.
broadcast like all day long? It's like, don't
Yeah.
don't
bad.
put yourself through all that extra effort. Like, partner with, these other people that are there covering it and already doing this stuff. Like IGN's got a booth there, GameSpot and Giant Bomb going to have a booth there, and the people that are going to be already specializing in like show floor coverage. It's just like tune into one of them for a couple of hours and then switch over to the next on your channel, and don't make your channel a destination because nobody wants it. Like, it's and then even with like the publisher streams, right? It's like, oh, okay, it's like Nintendo Treehouse Live. E3 channel is going to be watching Nintendo Treehouse Live right now because that's the thing that everybody wants to be watching. They don't want to see you doing some other weird thing like the Future Games Showcase. It's like those like they're just on the edge of like, do I need to watch this kind of?
Yeah. I think the inclination would be for publishers to kind of like do their thing as soon as possible. A possible workaround for that would be like being curated and scheduled to like maybe there's like a host of like the E3 streaming component of it,
right?
Where it's like, all right, next up we got like Nintendo Treehouse Live with so and so and so and so is gonna be demonstrating this game, and then afterwards, they cut back to them like, wow, that looked really good, the color commentary, and then they go, all right, next up, we got FromSoft showing off Bloodborne 2 or something.
Whoa.
Went a little too wild there.
Someone's not going to the show floor.
Wow.
But I think a mega conference like Keighley's been doing, I don't see how that can happen in the time frame.
Right.
Maybe later in the year, but that also gets too close to Game Awards. Maybe towards the beginning of the year, but it's also still close to Game Awards. So I just don't see a way forward.
I imagine
with that.
publishers would be maybe more loyal to Keighley though.
Yeah.
Like if push comes to shove and the battle lines are drawn and Keighley wants to do his own thing at the same time, Summer Game Fest, and he does it like a week before E3. I mean, he could.
Worst case though is that like neither ego budges and then we end up with two mediocre shows instead of one good one. Like I hope that doesn't happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like this is a good step. Like the ESA hiring someone else to run it is a good sign.
Right.
It means they're like getting over themselves. Kind of.
Yeah. Relinquishing control there was a
Yeah.
big first step. That's why my hope, my dream would be like for them to like somehow find a way to work with Keighley again, like making the whole even if it
Collab.
You know what, the cost? There's no cost too high in my opinion. If they have to call it E3 hosted by Keighley or something,
Jeff
like
Keighley presents
Keighley
E3,
presents E3.
dude.
Do
Yes.
it. And that's what it takes to get him
Jeff
back.
Keighley's
You gotta do it.
E3.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like
100%.
and like if he's involved in like publishers like love working with him, like he's involved in it. He's the one doing like the stream hosting as well, and like with other special guests, but also he's like a part of every single like publisher's like presentation in some capacity.
Yeah.
Like he's the one scheduling it. Like that means he has all the control and access.
Island, what friggin' Werner Herzog legitimizes.
Yeah.
Keighley legitimizes it.
Yeah.
Keep Keighley a puppet. You cowards.
Yeah, because everyone, all the publishers I talked to, they were pretty happy with Summer Game Fest. But at the same time, they said that they tailored what they brought to the show, right? Like, we're not going to bring Resident Evil to a bright, sunny room. But Street Fighter 6, good time to show it off.
Yeah.
And
I love that. Pull the shades, turn the lights out, Capcom. Excellent.
I mean, I definitely see more potential for things like Wholesome Games and like Future Gaming Show and stuff like that to just fold into E3 because like everything in Wholesome Games could have a booth in the little indie concourse hall, that could be really cool. And they could just have a wholesome booth and like a wholesome montage or section of the press conference,
That'd be fun.
something like that. That'd be cool.
That'd be really fun.
It's gonna be cool to see all these things maybe in person and like we keep talking about Embracer. I want to see Embracer.
Yeah.
I want to see Embracer booth.
I hope their booth is just a big shadowy figure, like embracing gargoyle.
What's Devolver's booth gonna be like?
well, that's the thing. Devolver used to be across the at the parking lot.
Yeah.
But will they
The
like
parking lot's
maybe
gone.
they're bigger now and they're like, do they like doing everything? And they're like, oh, we like this deal. We actually come into the show floor this year.
The digital Devolver game
I bet-
is so fun.
I bet you
The
they
digital show
do
game.
like a multiverse thing where like they get split in half by Summer Games Fest and E3 or something.
Yeah. I wonder about like EA and stuff because they always do offsite.
Yeah,
too.
that's the thing. EA has been gone for years.
Yeah.
But
They've got a lot of courting to do. I mean, they got to fly
Yeah.
all these people out, steak dinner, pop the bottle.
If they want a future
Blue
for
chips,
this
drop
show,
the
they
bag
have
of
to.
cash.
Yeah.
But the other side of that too is if they're saying they're going to embrace everything that's going on that week, EA still does their thing at the Palladium or whatever, but it's considered an official E3 thing, and somehow they coordinate registrations and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the strongest thing is even if someone like EA doesn't want to be back in the convention center, the fact that they schedule it in the time frame that E3 is looking for it to be, like, as long as you do it during this time frame,
Right.
we'll work with you.
Yeah, like
And
say if EA
yeah.
Play is on that Saturday, Saturday the 17th,
Yeah.
then, hey, well, we're all done here at the convention center, but head up to the Palladium and,
Yeah.
go check out the new Star Wars.
I think
Survivor.
they wanted continuity in terms of picking the dates.
Yeah.
Because part of me suspects that maybe the dates don't work for everyone. I guess there's not going to be a perfect date for everyone, period. But after seeing this year and last year with some of these bigger publisher events being later in the year, like August, September, I have to wonder if one other potential change that could be made is altering when this happens. Like, is June really the sweet spot, or is maybe a little bit later in the year a little bit more, amiable to, like,
I think it's probably
publishers?
still fine. I think the reason that a lot of these pushes happened is we're still seeing the COVID effects.
Okay.
As they're screwed everyone's schedules up so badly that Ubisoft didn't have the things to show in time, and so they needed another couple months. And
Do you
same thing
think-
with EA. They still haven't shown that Need for Speed game, the whatever
Oh, yeah.
anime
Oh, yeah.
stuff in there.
Do you think they'll delay
man.
Skull and Bones one more time so they can release it during E3?
Yeah, get one more E3.
It's not a bad
right?
strat.
Maybe delay one more time to show it at
Yeah,
It's not a
there
bad
you
strat.
go. Now it's out.
And advertise it big
That
time.
was so good.
It's a good transition. Skull and Bones
now.
right there. Delayed again to March 9th.
Ooh, wow.
I mean,
2023.
just a couple more months now at that point.
Like,
E3.
So
what are you gonna do? Like, what is this gonna do at
I
this
mean-
point in this game's life?
So does that mean that supposed report that it had to come out by then is not true, or
Yes,
they
I
like taking
guess.
a penalty?
That's still within the fiscal year.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
That
it's
would
still-
have to be
so
before
it was
March
it was-
31st.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know when the hard deadline was. I thought it was like end of this year or
It was
something. but-
fiscal year
Okay,
22. Yeah,
so it runs till March 31st
yeah.
next year.
I know
Okay.
they just had a 2-week playtest, so this could mean the game is just still somehow in a horrible state.
Yeah, so here's the quote on that. This is what they said about it. While the game development is finished at this stage,
So no additions, and it's
the extra time will be used to further polish and balance the experience.
Yeah.
Using players' feedback from our technical tests and
Yeah.
insider program, which happened over the past 2 weeks. This is the right decision, both for our players and for the long-term success of the game, as March 9th provides for a suitable release window for this very unique new brand.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll add anything. Everyone always complains that it kind of feels like a downgrade from Black Flag because you can't get off your ship. That's been the criticism since like day one for this game. Years and years and years have gone by, but that's not the game, I guess, and not their vision.
You probably can't do it
So,
that fast either. So.
Yeah, so it
Well, and a
seems like it's just polish and balance, like they're saying.
A little bird told me that it like plateaus after 10 or 11 hours, and
I believe it.
there's just nothing else to do.
Yeah, I believe it. When they spend so much time, like, with all these weird cosmetics
Yeah.
on your ship and
Yep.
stuff, it's like, cosmetics are cool, I guess, but you also just, yeah, that gameplay demo was not encouraging.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard when you have already have Black Flag to compare it to a potentially superior game that came out already. Plus, you already got Sea of Thieves. You have
Thieves,
existing competition and you have
Yeah.
past games to be judged on from the same publisher.
Yeah.
It just puts them in a really tough spot, honestly.
And they've done live
Yeah.
service well. Like For Honor is still going
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. Rainbow Six, really
Rainbow
strong.
Six,
Yeah.
strong.
Like For Honor and Rainbow Six have a gameplay hook that people
Yeah.
really like. It makes it stand
The
out.
foundation is so solid.
And this is
Yeah.
like, you took this thing from Assassin's Creed and tried to flesh it out, but people don't want a game of just that.
Yeah.
They like it as a companion piece,
Yep,
but not the whole thing.
totally.
Right, like
You don't feel like a pirate. You feel like a ship.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I think Sea of Thieves, I've never done it because I try to avoid PvP because I'm afraid. But like,
Right.
there's the arena mode, if I recall, where you just fight. So it's just like it already has that. If yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think the difference being that like there's nothing in Skull and Bones where multiple people are on the same ship, right? Like
No,
Yeah,
everybody is like a group of ships.
What? Yeah, you're
basically.
just your shit.
Yeah, like what's like the high end of?
Oh, never mind. They
of
closed the arena.
Then what's the high end of Sea of Thieves? Like, is there like rating in that or something? Like, or high end like missions where?
Yeah, they
can you
keep
come
adding
to-
stuff.
Can you come together with more than your 4 crewmates on the biggest ship? Can you have like larger parties?
I don't think so.
That seems
You-
like such a
Sort
like-
of.
Oh, okay.
Sort
You can form an alliance with another ship using in-game like flags.
Oh.
So you could technically do like 8.
Yeah, but it's not unless you're like a big girl streamer who has a private thing.
Oh.
You can't have like 8 friends in the same server easily, to my knowledge.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of a work.
You could probably like Discord, you
Yeah.
know, and then like have a couple.
But
of
I would
groups going,
love to be able to in Sea of Thieves have like 4 ships filled with
Yeah,
16 of my
large-scale,
friends. Like that would be
sea-
amazing.
Yeah, like large scale
Maybe in the
sea
future.
battles.
Maybe in the
Maybe.
future.
Well, Skull and Bones could have at least done that with like large scale like sea battles, like like multiple groups grouping up together to do that, and like they don't even have that. Like I'm thinking of like sorry to go to this movie, but Pirates 3, where all the pirates gather together and stuff like,
Yeah.
dude, like a
World's
hub.
End,
Yeah, I
dude.
want to like have like a nice little hub and like
Yeah.
walking around with everyone doing like pirate talk, and then like, yo, like we're gonna all unify against like this. Go do a raid over here.
Yeah.
Like so many good ideas.
Because I
and,
think of again, For Honor, and it's like they have such a good variety in there. You know, they have the insanely intense 1v1 duels. They've got the death match. They have an objective mode with a group of people, and then they also have like the big castle thing, which
Right.
they added later on, but still a nice
Yeah.
variety.
But that was one of the things that kind of like when they did that gameplay demo early in the summer that like really kind of irked me was they were being chased by all these enemy ships and they just sort of like slid into the home base and then
I'm safe now.
yeah, I'm safe. I
like
just,
real piracy.
I just loaded onto the dock.
They give
up. We're all good. Or it's like,
God.
and both Sea of Thieves and Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed, that would not be the case.
Yeah, we watched when you were playing it. You was like recently they just slid into the home like the port, and as soon as they got off, ambush. It's like, so good.
Oh, that.
But yeah, dude, I not being able to just get off and walk around and stuff like
Just you
the
have
biggest
your
red
little-
flag
yeah.
ever. Yeah,
You just have your little home base, I know, that you can get out and walk around in. But
dude.
there should be like little ports around, maybe, or just.
You should be able to be a pirate.
Yeah, you should be able to be a pirate.
Dude.
Yeah, it's not a pirate game. It's a
I want
ship
people to
game.
like challenge. You said 1v1 for honor. You could have used a little bit of that. I challenge you to a duel for your ship, dude. On like.
Yo, racing for pinks on the open seas.
Dude, you can set, dude, if you can set. No, I didn't think of it that way. That would be pretty sick to set up like challenges like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like no. I'm like don't like I'm
Pistol
coming up
duel?
to your. We're gonna go to an island. We're gonna do a pistol duel, or maybe on your deck. I'm gonna challenge you on your own ship to a sword fight, dude. 1v1 sword fight.
That would be awesome.
Like issuing challenges and dude,
Yeah.
there's so many cool ideas.
sick.
This
'Cause then
feels
it's like-
budget.
It's almost like we want it to be an MMO. Honestly, yeah, this game is a
No.
hard
This could be
time
still be
to-
even like 4 players. It works like this, but it just seems to lack ambition. I think.
Blood, this is
Yeah.
it's just too steep of an entry point for me to even entertain playing this game.
Right.
Yeah.
$70 to play this
Oh,
game, dude. It's like
yeah.
what?
No.
It's gonna be riddled with microtransactions already.
yeah.
Yep, so many battle pass.
God.
guaranteed
That's the
battle
piracy
pass.
right there.
I will say, Blood, they will be spared from Sonic and God of War devouring it, though. I guess they just
Yeah.
gotta hope there's not something else there that
I mean,
day.
March and February.
It's usually
those
stacked.
seems
They're pretty big. They're okay for now, but
Yeah.
Nintendo's got something cooking.
yeah,
You know it.
It's not Breath of the Wild. though.
Yeah,
I-
something.
I'm
Or
still
Tears of the
flabbergasted that they haven't changed the price. It feels like a very read the room kind of moment. Like, is anyone not making fun of this game? Nobody's buying this.
Destruction All Stars went free to play pretty
In like a
close
month.
But
to-
that
Well,
game
I think it went
was
free to play before
It
you
was
could buy it.
free
Yeah, that's
on.
what I mean,
It
but
was
it was-
free on Plus.
It was free on Plus first, like day one
That's
too.
right.
Yes.
That's right. So I'm wondering if maybe just when it gets closer, though.
Well, this will be on their service, right? Probably.
It might be on Game Pass
On the
too or
Ubisoft
something.
Plus is what
Not
Brad's
gonna be
talking
on
about.
Stadia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be on Stadia.
It's got a tough road.
It's got a very tough road.
It's got a very
Very
the
tough road.
waters are choppy.
Yeah,
So choppy.
Yeah,
Storm's coming.
tide's coming out.
Also this week, Scorn,
Yo.
previous sponsor of this podcast, is coming out 1 week early.
So
Actually.
smart. Capitalize on the October month. You know,
Yeah,
you want to
baby.
be out in October as long as possible because people play horror games throughout the month. You know, October hits, you want something spooky. So getting out even closer, middle of the month now,
Yeah.
great move.
Yep.
October 14th is that actual date. NetEase has hired Watch Dogs' Jonathan Morin to head a new studio in Montreal. So now that's going to stack on top of them buying Quantic Dream, establishing a Goshi Studio, getting the Capcom guy, getting Grasshopper. So they're just like, again,
Making moves, yeah.
worldwide,
NetEase.
studios all over,
Ease up, NetEase.
They won't.
pulling strings.
Which Watch Dogs does this guy work on?
I think this
one,
is the
right?
original.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's the one you hated? Legion, the newest one.
Yes.
Due to all of the craziness going on with the Cartoon Network stuff, with the Discovery HBO merger,
Oh,
Warner
dear,
merger,
yeah.
it appears we will not get a season 2 of the Shenmue anime.
Why you gotta hurt me?
Season 1
yeah.
was removed from Adult Swim
Trying to put the
website.
positive vibes out here, blood.
Still lives on Crunchyroll. Yeah. It still lives on Crunchyroll, but the people that were gearing up for season 2 are like, doesn't look like it's happening.
Like most things with Shenmue, I take what I can get. It's bittersweet. I'm just happy we got season 1. It was incredible. Got to talk about it with Brad on numerous Huber syndromes. It was
Yo.
a really great ride every week, getting a new episode. It was a very nice couple months there.
It was a good adaptation of the game.
Yeah, such a great adaptation.
Come rescue it, Netflix.
Yeah.
It's quality.
It was so good. It was so good.
Better than that Dragon's Dogma crap.
Yeah.
Was it was it Dragon's Dogma? Was it bad anime? Yeah, it was bad.
Shenmue fans were very pleased. I'm not just speaking for myself. Like, universally loved. It was awesome. So.
Hubert, do you know if Yu Suzuki? I mean, it seems to me that he has a tenacious will and like a positive attitude like you, and is just
Yeah.
kind of happy to get anything
Yeah.
made. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I hope he's feeling okay.
Me too. He wants to do it for himself and the fans. There is a lot of selflessness there. It is like his mission. He will not stop until this story is fully released one way or another.
I
Whether
love
he's
that.
got to like write a novel, you know, if that's how Shenmue ends as a book, so be it. So he's committed. He is our champion.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, love the man.
Steam Next Fest is happening October 3rd through 10th. So there's going to be a lot of demos there to check out. I've gotten emails about Season. There's going to be a demo for Season.
Nice.
That's kind of surprising.
I've done that.
The Entropy Center, Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, which we'll have a preview up about soon.
Yes.
Got to play that demo a little bit early.
I'm checking.
and more stuff.
I checked the embargo. Yeah, maybe you'll see me and Damiani play Entropy Center this weekend.
All right, I kept my mouth closed.
No, I know. I was like feverishly looking at my email. I'm like, September 22nd. Yes, we played it.
The HBO series for The Last of Us got its first teaser this week.
Yes.
We watched that,
good.
put up reactions. Check that out.
Can't wait to see the bloater. Question is, will they show it in a trailer, or will they have the restraint
Right.
to keep it in the episode?
Keep
I
it.
hope so.
Keep it in the episode.
I hope they do it.
yeah.
Watch them keep it in the episode and like tweet it out 30 seconds after it's there.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's in the thumbnail.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, if they get to do a season 2 and they do the second game, the boss, can you imagine how the boss in the
gosh.
end of the bottom of the hospital will look?
Oh my god.
That's
Whatever the
not
hell
what
that
I'm
thing
even
is
thinking
called?
about.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great too.
17-year-old
King Hunt.
suspect in London has been arrested in the case concerning the GTA 6 breach and potentially connected to the Uber breach as well.
A 17-year-old on their phone.
On their
Right?
phone?
I
they said?
thought it was
They
through
were
the
it
phone.
was charges of computer misuse, but I don't know if that
Okay.
encompasses phones as well.
I thought I read that somewhere. You can correct me
Maybe.
if I'm
Maybe
wrong,
did
but
someone on his phone.
just wow.
Yeah. Well, as we were saying recently, a lot of young people don't even use real computers.
Yeah.
All phones and tablets.
Prefer to be called a hacker.
Prefer to be called a hacker.
Take-Two and People Can Fly have parted ways on development of the upcoming Project Dagger, which is an action-adventure game that's been in the works for the past 2 years at their New York studio. I think someone from Just Cause is working on it. People Can Fly now plans to self-publish the game, but they are open to a potential deal with a new publisher. But they say they're on good terms and open to working together again in the future. Huber,
Yo.
with the release of current-gen versions of Man of Medan and Little Hope,
Yeah, this is sick.
Supermassive has added a new chapter
So
to Man of
sick.
Medan titled Flooded, which introduces new gameplay and a shocking twist
Yeah.
ending.
Wait, what?
New chapter, Man of Medan.
Dude, Huber, let's stream
I
it.
know. This is I had flawless timing with Cyberpunk. I started like 1 week before the anime and the zeitgeist. It was perfect timing, but I just replayed all the dark pictures gearing up for the finale. So I just went through them all.
Well,
It's like,
can we just
Yeah,
use the
we should.
chapter select and
We
stream
should.
just that
Probably.
chapter?
yes.
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
Let's do it. We're doing it. Yep. I want to see it.
Also,
I want to see it.
the phone thing. According to Kotaku, they initially reported that he used his phone.
Initially.
The 17-year an update as of the 27th. The 17-year-old Oxfordshire boy denied using his phone as a tool to gain access to Rockstar's private files and servers.
Well, he also pleaded not guilty, so I'm not
Well,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
So it's like, who knows? But he said he didn't.
Okay.
You're done, kid.
Better call.
You're done.
Better call Saul.
And Joseph Ferris posted a teaser for his next game showing him and 2 actors in motion capture gear.
Yes.
It takes 3.
Yes.
Perhaps
Yes.
indicating the next game will have a mother-daughter dynamic.
Co-op game
Amazing.
again. He loves
Yeah.
those co-op
A
experiences.
Way Out, and It Takes Two.
Great.
Phenomenal. So whatever he's cooking up, I'm eating.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Yes.
Same.
Yes.
It's time for Love and Respect.
Love
and respect.
I would love A Way Out too. Follow up.
Okay.
Be sick.
From Harrison Holt McHale. Hey allies, given the Stadia news this morning, I thought I'd throw an extra love and respect your way. Simply put, how can Google hope to launch any new products when they continue to feed their track record of closing down services that don't meet expectations? Are Google just paying billions of dollars at a time to damage their own brand? Will there ever be a successful Google product launch?
Stay in your lane, Google.
I was just about to say that. Like, yeah, if they just keep doing innocuous, like, business side crap, like email and Keep, don't fuck with Keep, Google. Please. I use that. I'm probably the only one, but I use it. I don't know. Just, yeah, stay in your lane.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like they could be just phenomenal support. You know, Damiani was talking about the tech of Stadia, and instead of maybe running their own thing, maybe they partner with someone down the line,
Yeah.
Right.
or
Powered,
assist.
powered by Google.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There you go.
I agree.
Absolutely.
E3 powered by Google.
E3 powered by Google.
There you go.
If I see that in their press release, yikes.
You get your E3 app and you're like, Google, where are the bathrooms?
Oh my god.
Tell me the best bathroom in the convention center.
I'm having trouble connecting right now. You like pee your pants?
They are upstairs in the hallways, by the way.
Definitely. I know those ones. Yep.
Yep.
That's where I saw Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
From Mistwalker. Hey, allies.
Is this from Sakaguchi himself?
Yeah.
MY.
Sakaguchi.
MYST space.
Sorry.
Hey, I like that.
Now that it seems all but confirmed that we're getting a new Silent Hill game called The Short Message, which was
Hell.
rated in Korea or something.
Yeah, because in Korea there's a law that they have to rate every game on a 3-month block, I guess. Like
Wow.
yeah, something like that.
So what are the allies hoping for it based on the name? A friend of mine is worried it might just be a mobile game or not a game at all based solely on the title. I would personally be fine with a smaller game as long as it still feels like Silent Hill.
The leaker. Sorry, you can go first.
No, you go.
I
love Silent
I was
Hill.
reading a lot about this. So the leaker, Dusk Golem, and I mean, like, I take
Okay.
all leakers with
Dusk Golem's pretty legit.
piles of salt, but yeah, Dusk Golem has an okay track record.
Yeah.
They were talking about this, and it seems to be tied into that imagery we saw before with the girl's face with the like text messages and stuff in it, which I figure means a time period, but who knows? And short message may refer to SMS, like short
sure.
message system or whatever it stands for. So they think it's like that. I wouldn't be surprised if the title gets translated a little differently into English because it's just not a very good title. But yeah, it seems to be on the Korean ratings thing. It was for a console release. So according to that, it's for consoles. So
Yes.
Theory is a big console game.
Get us back to being helpless in a town. You know, I want to be this girl with like a phone. Maybe the phone like works sometimes. Maybe it doesn't.
Talking to someone
You
through
know,
it.
yeah, either it's all static. Oh, it's messing with you. Oh, am I talking to
right.
someone? Am I not? And just getting back to that open-ended town. Here you go. Go explore. Go survive. Doesn't need to be huge at all by any means. Something focused, but yeah, just getting us back to those roots. And
Well, and
that feeling.
the game's got a history of not only the radio static, but phones.
Exactly.
In Shattered Memories, your daughter would call you on the phone and you
Yep.
put the Wii remote to your
Oh,
ear. It was so
yeah.
creepy. I loved it.
Yes.
So yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
considering what you said about short message versus SMS, it sounds to me like one of those things that's just sort of like auto translated. You know,
Yeah.
that's not written how the title
That's
would
a
be.
good point.
Or I mean, maybe that's the title as translated as it is now, but like so often, Biohazard, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
the title's just different. So who knows
Right.
what it'll be called here? Like, I mean, it might just be Silent Hill text message or
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
What do you think of the idea that it would be more of a PT like experience to where it's really not
Fine.
the full game, but
good.
it's like the thing that leads up to the full game?
Rebuild the brand image, get everyone hyped, get everyone on board. Like, you kind of have a lot less to lose if you do something like that. You get everyone super excited with a smaller, maybe it's like free to play, like PT or, something just smaller scale.
Yeah.
well, and the timing of this, Dusk Golem was saying, indicates because the game was rated that the game's done.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Shadow drop this thing.
well,
Halloween time.
people are speculating Halloween or something, but I was also
Yeah.
thinking Game Awards
Right. Yeah.
could happen.
It would be genius, and it would make so much sense to try to capitalize. I know lightning in a bottle, basically, like PT was that.
Yeah.
Trying to build off that. We joke, it's a meme all the time with shadow drops, but like releasing that
Oh my god.
just around like Halloween Eve or Halloween
Oh
would
my
be like the
God.
most electric, epic thing
Yeah.
ever. It would get so much hype, especially if it was like good,
Do you remember?
you know?
Do you remember that time when we were talking
However
about
it
like
comes back.
these weird things like Sony was doing, where like all of a sudden we were like just getting games that were auto downloaded to our systems? Like I feel like that went away, but it'd be really funny for something like this.
Just
So you
there.
just turn on your PS5 and there's
Do it.
a Silent Hill game
That
there.
would
Hack
be so
into my
cool.
PlayStation, Konami, please. Please put Silent Hill on my PlayStation.
Blood, I think there might be. So next month, we know there's going to be a Final Fantasy 16 trailer. Actually, P said there's going to be one in October.
State of Play.
No, PlayStation Showcase, which we have not had
Oh.
yet. They have not shown any of their first-party stuff really for next year, like
big-
Spider-Man
big
2 and all that
deal.
stuff.
Right.
So there could be something there.
Some shadow drop.
Yeah, that could be like
Right.
they could announce it there and just like it's available now kind of thing.
I like this. I like your
I like
thinking,
this,
Brad.
Brad. Yes.
So, like it.
yes.
It's
My theory.
When
we
the
go.
timing would be before, one would think it'd be before the 28th, because Silent Hill maybe doesn't want to get railroaded by Resident Evil DLC.
Shadow of Rose is coming. Yes,
So-
yes. And everyone will be playing Reverse.
Of course, yes.
All one day.
Yep. So
All
yeah, they
manual in an
shouldn't
hour.
definitely shouldn't play it in the 1 hour window where everyone's playing Reverse.
The real shocker will be, that it comes free with reverse.
It's over, dude. It's happening.
Yeah, you beat the Rose DLC. That's where the trailer is.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
Norman
Crossover.
Reedus walks out at the end of winning 3 matches of Reavers. It's like, kept you waiting, huh?
As Snake.
Yeah.
Snake now.
I just want all your Silent Hill dreams to come true. That's my wish for you.
This is it. This is the return. It's time. We're ready. We're due.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of good horror games these days. A lot of good remakes, reimaginings, remasters, whatever. It's time.
I think you
The
can
world
thank
is-
Silent Hill 2 remake or Resident Evil 2 remake for bringing all these horror things back.
Oh, for
Opening
sure.
those floodgates. And
Yep.
the indies making a lot of retro
Yep.
horrors and new horrors, and yeah, it's been cooking. It's
I
kicking.
mean, to me, the important thing is like, and I don't recall offhand any insight into this, but like, it's who's developing it, like which team, like if it's anyone who used to be involved or not, like who knows? Because I mean, like, Silent Hill's track record is not flawless,
No.
Yeah.
especially
ain't.
the Western developed games.
Definitely,
like obviously, it seems as though this one is developed in Japan by the leaks that we've had, but. You never know, I guess. I don't know. I just want it to be good. Like, if it's an 8, we've all success.
if I'm swimming in Silent
Yeah.
Hill at this point in my
Yeah,
life,
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
happy.
I'll take a 7. I'll be thrilled with an 8.
Let's play a game.
Let's do it.
From Frankie. This is a reprise. We played this not too long ago. We got a round 2.
Okay.
Better not be the Halo game.
Super
I
Mario
love
Kart
that one.
or Wario Fart.
Oh.
Good lord.
So this is where we basically pick between a list of racers. Let's see. Let me actually read it. Racers of Mario Kart have driven all sorts of things over the years, but can you separate the real from the fake? Below is a list of vehicle names from across the Mario Kart franchise, which
idea.
are real and
No
which are
idea.
fake.
No.
Yeah. So you
Cannot.
got to recognize the names.
right, hit us, hit us.
Yikes.
Hit us.
Huber's got somewhere to be.
Go-kart.
Yeah. No, I actually do. My
Oh.
grandpa's.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I actually do.
Gold standard.
Real.
Real. or Fake.
Fake.
That's real. That's in 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Pipe dream.
Fake.
Pipe dream. There's got to be a pipe car, right? I'll say real.
Is it a
Fake?
pipe
Sounds like a
or
Mario Kart tour
I don't
thing.
remember a pipe thing.
fake?
Fake?
That's fake.
Ooh.
Blue Falcon.
That's
Real.
real.
Yep. We and 8. The Streamliner.
Real?
Isn't that the long white one? No. I'm going to say
Fake.
real.
Real.
I don't know.
That is real. That's on DS and Tour.
My gut said real, but I didn't trust it.
The Zucchini.
That's fake.
Ooh.
All right, Huber says fake.
Fake, I guess. That could be real. But I'll say
It's
fake.
I hope
real.
it's real.
It's probably real.
It's real. That's
Yeah.
in 7.
Ooh.
Didn't believe
The Aubergine.
The
The what?
Eggplant.
Aubergine.
Fake.
Oh.
Fake.
Sure, I'll say real.
Is that
Why not?
fake?
Fake.
Damn.
Nintendo wouldn't dare.
Cucumber.
A zucchini and a cucumber?
Fake.
One of these has got to be real. Real?
Hey, so
Fake.
which one was zucchini in, you said?
Zucchini was
7?
real.
Zucchini was in 7.
So, sure, yes, real 7.
It was real. It was on DS.
Oh.
Who the hell plays DS? What? I'm just kidding.
Was
What?
it 7 DS?
What?
Oh no, that was the
7 was
It was a
3DS,
joke. It
right?
was a joke.
Oh right.
The 2014 Mercedes G-Wagon.
That's in there.
G-Wagon.
But I
There's
don't
a
know.
wagon
not
and
real,
a car.
not real.
I don't know if it said the name.
I don't think it's
Wagon.
G-Wagon.
The wagon and the car were both in
There
it.
was like an
Oh,
SUV.
was the
There's an
wagon?
SUV
Yeah.
and then a silver car.
I didn't know
Yeah.
there's an
Real.
SUV. Okay,
Real.
then
There's
it's
two.
real.
There's
Yeah.
two. I just
It's
don't remember
real
what they're
then.
called.
There's 2 in it, yeah.
Was it called a G-Wagon, though?
I mean,
That's
the
fake.
G.
That wasn't either one of them.
I was gonna say I don't remember
you
the
guys
name.
led me
G-Wagon.
astray.
Well, I didn't know the word G-Wagon. I'm like, that doesn't
I
sound
mean, that's
right.
the colloquial name for the G series,
Aren't-
but they're the big boxy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they have like
the
a
Land Rover
Yeah,
ones?
don't they have like 3 numbers in their names or whatever?
They
I
look
don't know.
stupid, by the way.
I think we had both of the real ones in the last
Yeah,
one.
I think we
Compressor.
did.
Wasn't that also a Mercedes car?
Miss Tanuki.
Miss Tanuki.
Miss Tanuki.
Miss?
This better be fake.
Why?
Are you
Riding
saying miss or
Tanuki?
missed?
This seems weird.
Miss. M-I-S-S.
Oh.
Fake?
Like, is it a person?
Our LED
Dude,
tape
Silent
is
Hill's
falling
real.
down in the background, just so you know.
Silent Hill's real.
What
Yeah.
happened? What fell?
The LED tape on the
Oh, that
side
fell
on that
again?
side. Yeah.
Ah.
This is fake.
Fake?
That's fake.
Okay, thank goodness.
Turbo Birdo.
That is
Turbo
real.
Birdo.
Double dash?
Real?
It is Double Dash.
Wow.
Wow.
Nailed it. Mr. Scooty.
Oh.
Scooty.
Fake.
It feels too
Sounds
close
so
to Futurama.
It sounds close.
Scooty
Sounds so
Puff
close
Jr.
to one, but I can't
I'll
remember if
say-
it's called.
I'll say fake though.
Yeah, I'm gonna fake. I'm gonna. regret
I'll say
this,
real
aren't
just
I?
for the
I'm
hell
gonna
of it.
regret
That's real. Mario Kart 8.
Yeah,
Aha!
it's
Mr.
called it. I didn't know that
Scooty.
missed
Great
it.
name.
Who the hell plays Mario Kart 8?
A lot of people. That's the
Every
NPD.
human.
Every human.
Every
month.
Silent Hill.
Everyone.
Mr. Beast.
Dude,
I hope it's real. I hope it's real.
Fake?
Real.
Fake.
I saw this
Wow.
one while I was scrolling
Yeah.
past, so I can't answer.
This is fake. Thank you very much
If it was real, I
Yeah,
would have
good.
known.
for round 2 on that,
Yeah,
Frankie.
it's a fun one.
It's time for bets. This week's bet. Overwatch 2 is out next week,
Wild.
October 4th. I'm going to go through the first 10 English reviews on OpenCritic. I'm going to look for the words surprise and disappoint, including any other versions, forms of those words like surprising, disappointment, etc. I'm going to ask you which word will appear more and by how much. So, for instance, if there are 12 surprises and 10 disappoints, it would be surprise plus 2. Brad.
Surprise +1.
Huber.
Disappointed. +2.
Plus 2.
Ooh.
Damiani.
I answered dis +4,
Plus 4.
and I wagered E3.
Isla.
I also said surprise +1.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Also, I really love this bet, Blood. This is a
Yeah.
very funny bet.
Very good bet.
Yeah, it's just like are they gonna?
And I did
reviews?
disappoint plus 3, so I'm like boxed out there. I'd have to nail that.
Ooh, yeah.
Because surprising could be used in a negative context.
That's what I
too.
was thinking.
That's true, yeah.
Surprisingly bad.
Surprisingly disappointed.
Blizzard surprisingly announced Overwatch 2.
It's surprising what they did with her skill set.
Right.
Yeah.
Some
Surprising
might
no
be
one.
disappointed. Some might find it surprising that they.
Surprising. Tracer's dead in the lore now. You're like, whoa!
I was surprised how many people were playing this game on table.
Yeah.
Last week's bet, Grounded hit 1.0. I hadn't played the game in many months, perhaps more than a year. I didn't know what I was going to be equipped with, and without any preparation, we jumped into that game, and the save file was gone.
Yeah, you got early access.
I don't know what happened to it, but was not there.
Yeah, shoulda waited.
Shoulda waited, blood.
That's right. No patience, blood.
Yep.
Too
Patience,
soon.
blood.
5 or 6 years too soon, blood.
I think there's probably some in-between step there if you had kept up with it, maybe.
Maybe.
But who knows? There's some like glimmer of hope that maybe
Sure.
Isla can still access our save file when she boots it up on her profile, but who knows?
I'm gonna film myself deleting it and
Yeah.
send you a video.
I mean, 1.0 is start fresh.
Yeah,
Shit.
Yeah.
beta's over.
In any
Yeah.
case, we were going to go in with whatever gear I had, which ended up being the starting gear.
Great.
Look for a spider, beeline towards the spider, and see how many hits it would take for me to die. I had to chase that spider around a bit.
Yeah.
I was like accidentally like Metal Gear stealthing this spider. I was just always outside of its cone of vision, even though I was like right on top of it.
It was like watching someone play Dead by Daylight. Just a killer chasing someone.
Eventually, it like turns the right way and its eyes turn red. I'm like, okay, there we go. But last week, the bets were Isla bet 6 hits, Damiani bet 1 hit, Don bet 16 hits.
16?
He really trusted in that gear.
Wow.
Holy crap.
And I bet 2 hits. That spider took 4 hits to kill me, splitting it right in the middle between me and Isla.
Haha.
Bringing the scores to a massive Chubbs 20, Splish. Bloater Sea Lions 17.
Did we say that we had to count how many hits it would take to kill us? I don't know. We maybe missed that, but yeah, that's what these numbers are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 hits. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. We need your support. We are funded by viewers and listeners just like you who give a pledge every month to keep this business going. Basically, if you like this podcast, if you like our reviews, if you like our previews, anything that we do, if you want those things to continue happening, go in there and drop in $1, $5, or $10, whatever of those tiers speak to you, and you'll get various rewards. But it helps us to continue producing all that. It pays for our toilet paper and our Drano and our lunches when we're here for a long day and all of that good stuff. And all the stuff that makes Easy Allies work and keeps us being able to do it. And at those different tiers, you get various rewards. Like I said, at the $1 tier, you get this podcast ad-free, and you get some bonus love and respect questions. And at the $5 tier, you get early access, and you get to submit to Love and Respect. And you also get to pop into our Discord, where you can submit news, and you can chat about other things, and music, and all kinds of stuff. So it's a good time over there. And in the the top 3 tiers of our Patreon, you get a shout-out on our podcast every month. And this month's shout-outs go to Javawabs, Elthanis, Greg, the Dark Knight Kettering, and Anacroth. Shout out.
Out.
Nice big full wave there. Isla,
Huh?
since you and I won that bet, we get to promote any Easy Allies videos we'd like to promote. We get the final word on anything we've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped in our head. And we get to sign off with our trademark sign off. So we got to split those duties. Anything speaking to you this week?
I mean, I always promote the same thing. I love doing my sign off. So which one do you want to do?
I will probably promote. Let me take a look and peek. I mean, I probably would promote the same thing you go. So
I kinda figured you might.
I'll do the promotion, and then you can get sign off. Do you want a final word? You got anything final wordy in mind?
I have one.
Okay. So check out this month's Mysterious Monsters.
There it is.
Yeah. Get hyped for October. We got a spooky trivia game show. We got Ashley Birch in there. Who's the other guy?
Wyatt Bushnell,
Wyatt Bushnell.
who worked on Escape Academy.
Oh.
And is the son of Nolan Bushnell.
Okay. I probably played Escape Academy with Wyatt watching over my shoulder.
You may
there.
have, yeah. Very nice guy. Funny
Yeah.
guy.
And then Don was also there.
Don was also there.
Don was also a contestant. I heard that the questions were extra hard this time around.
Okay, yeah. The show is random. the questions are random. It's not our fault. Also, it was a joint decision between me and Jason after 3 episodes where we changed the ending. It makes more sense. Leave us alone.
Okay.
It's a good show. Please watch it.
All right. Well, you get the final word and your sign off, so go from
Oh.
there.
Well, that almost could count as my final word. My final word is just that I'm excited for E3 and I hope that it's good. I've missed seeing everyone and going on the floor and doing all that fun stuff. And so I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope that it's good. Yeah. Good night and good game.
It's time, baby.
Rise.
E3 coming back.
There it is.
All right, that's the first spider we saw.
Hey, bud. What's up?
Scary.
Do you know I'm here?
Hello?
Is this some kind of tutorial thing where it won't kill you?
Oh, no.
Maybe you have to hit it first?
I don't think so. Hey, bud. I think it's just not seeing me. I'm not in front of it enough.
Gutsy.
There you go. Use a sprint.
There it is. 1,
2,
3, 4. 4.
That's a clear 4.
Very clear 4. Okay, we did it.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Jabawabs, Anacroft, L. Thanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Alexander Zirianov, Garrett Holfish, Hesperus84, Stomps, Bradley Spees, Jay Shee, Jesper Popmel Dufay, Mellow Fellow, Rob Bob Will, Roy Sung, 44 Stars, Andreas Risberg, Andri, Arvind, Aurelian Granier, Beaten Down Brian, Benjamin Arp, Brandon White, Brian Kruger, Katie Garza, Caleb Crawford, Colton Piccione, Crashams, Dale Sun, Daniel Martinek, Danny Vlar, Dave Red, DBA, Dimitri Zetas, Discarded Digit, Douglas Chomich, DRD 7 of 14, Edward Gonzalez, Estocal, Faraz Rizvi, Freya Lawson, Gary James, G. Levin, Hayden Hargraves, Happy Gaming, Isaac Swanson, Jesse Blue, Jesus R., Joey Bruno, Joseph Caruso, Kroldemort, Lath, Mango, Marcel Markov, Matthew Holcomb, Matthew Pauling, Miguel Rivas, Mo Grant, Mr. One Luigi, Nathan Watkins, Paul Sway, Pete Shoemaker, Ronka Q, Raylon, Raymond Wheeler III, Ritz 1906, Robert Stoffel, Sage Mode Q, Sam Handrick, Sigma, S Snake 24, Stepan Hakobian, Stephen Thomason, T-Beaks 15, The Banana Forklift Killer, Chum Nguyen, Walker Hope, Rack, Zigazich, Anish Door, Aaron Haney, Accounts Payable, Adam Henry, Alex McMillan, Alex Monaco, Alex AI, Alexander Irving, Alexander Sheck, Anthony Galvin, Antonio Coyne, Arthur Lau, Barry Tomasini, Blue, Bob Starling, Brian Foster, Bryce Hornsby, Brittany Fuller, Bunny Chen, C.S. Lewis, Candy Coated Thorns, Chief Uhu, Christian Simniak, Christopher Santos, Cisco Ace Jackson Garcia, Clay Roberts, Cody Westley, Colin Montaut, Corey Jackson, Corey Landega, Culinary Stud, Cyberboa, Dan Sebring, Daniel Wong, David Wilson, Delisi, DF, Edison S. Prada Jr., Eric Tobias, Espen Gotchman, Ethereal Ether, Fishflop, Forever Ender, Forrest, Gabriel Aberg, Gabriel Smith, George Alexander, Gladius Wing Zero, Glenn Olson, Graham, Gustav Strombaum, Hadi Ali, Helen Y, Hitman 47, iSun Chor, Ian Anderson, Ivan Swade, Jack Cullen, Jack Forrest, Jay Aldiar, Jameson Lapine, John Nicholas Frogshirt Tealk, JC3, Jeff Zio VGM Easton, Jeffrey Ruchtenwald, Gerald, Jeremy Ferris, Jesse Fish, Jesse Wilkeson, Joey Din, John Gallagher, John McCullough, Jordan Phillips, Jose Gutierrez, Julius Garcia, Junya Motomura, Carl Williams, Kevin Gillet, Leon Keys, Linson Wu, Luis Ibarra, Lion Crown 19, Marco Hernandez, Materia Addict, Matt Karwoski, Mazram Tame, Megadet, Michael Clendenan, Miguel, Mike Zero, Mikey Mizek Novak, Mr. Anarchy, Mr. Matati, Nefertiti Jenkins, Nicholas Johnson, Nycrypt, Ninja Kitty Meow, Nevi Sun, Orugachino, Pablo Rodriguez, Patrick Held, Pojo TMC, RF Switch, Rafa David, Reed Johnson, Richard Ma, Salvers, Sam Sorensen, Samuel Copeland, Sean Pavlov, Sebastian Trier, Shauna Bowman, Seymour, Simon Anderson, Sneaky Gato, Splontot, Strikeout NZ, Sultab, Taffy 9K, Tim Strothman, Tim O'Keefe, TJ Sullivan, Toad Shadow, Tokyo Slim, Travis Ing, Trevor Thomas, Trizac, V8 Dave, Volker Bach, Willow Pingree, Wouter DeHaze, Zach Hardy, Zach Wojnar.